Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. We're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Another night of wicked racing action. Modifieds back on the racetrack here. These drivers get ready for another triple header Tuesday. The 358 Modifieds, Pro late models, and big block mods all coming right at you. As we're going to get ready to rock and roll here as these drivers out on the racetrack for qualifying. Already laying down some quick lap times. Blake Parsons out there as well in the 55 ride. Qualifying coming to a close. We got another good field of drivers out here looking to rock and roll the first race of the evening. Woo! Oh, baby! Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, baby. Let's go, chat. Oh! This is going to be good. Another wicked night of racing action. Oh, man, this is going to be fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right into it here as we're going to get ready for heat race number one. Heat race number one about to get underway. Oh! Let's go, chat. Let's go, baby. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Get ready to rock and roll. Get ready to watch some wicked racing action as these drivers get loaded into the sim as they get ready to jump out here and have themselves a wild night of racing action. Woo. All right. Starting on the pole here in heat race number one. It's the 24 ride. He's actually going to take the high side here to start this one. It's the 24 of Jax Young. To his inside in the 57 ride, that is Scott Schroyer. Starting inside of row number 2 in the 12 machine, that is Joel Burton. To his outside in the 55 ride, that is Blake Parsons. Starting inside of row number 3 in the 515 ride, that is Chris Cox, and to his outside, that is Hunter Livesay. As we're going to get ready to rock and roll here, the green flag already out in the air here for Jax Young. Young out in front here, that team enemy number 24 ride as he leads the way here at USA International Speedway. This is Lakeland, and right now, Jax out in front. He is going to lead lap number 1 here, so the 24 ride out in front, getting it done here early on, already up to about an 0.8 of a second lead over Scott Schroyer. As Schroyer back there in position number 2 now. He's going to try to pull up and catch that 24 ride. He's going to try to reel him in, but he's got a lot of distance to try to make up. Joel Burton right there in position number 3 with Blake Parsons there in 4th. Chris Cox in position number 5 with Hunter Livesay rounding out the field there in that 6th position. We're also missing the 518 ride of Joseph Grandy. Grandy's supposed to be out there on the racetrack, but unfortunately Grandy not out there to start this heat race as Jax Young continues to lead the way. Jax out in front. He's giving up a little bit of time here, but staying right around the same distance between himself and Schroyer. Schroyer still hanging right around that 7 to 0.8 of a second behind the 24 ride as they come out of corner number 4 here. And that 24 ride is looking very fast, man. He is looking very hooked up here once again tonight. Jax, for some reason, just has these modifieds figured out, man. He's got these things figured out. Last week, he had everything figured out, won all 3 races. So we're going to have to see if he can pick it up and keep on doing exactly what he did last week. See if he can pick up the triple header victory here again tonight. See if he can make it 6 races in a row. That 24 ride looking very stout early on here in heat race number 1. Scott Schroyer, though, slowly but surely closing the distance here, but he may be running out of time as Schroyer got 2 more laps left to go, still about half a second back from that 24 ride. See Jax starting to move around the racetrack a little bit more as that bottom side starting to slick off. starting to move around the racetrack ever so slightly. Trying to find some different lanes, some different things out there on the track before this one's over, as he goes a little bit too high there in 3 and 4, as we're going to see that white flag fly. So one more time around here for the 24 ride of Jax Young. Young with one more lap left to go. Just out in front of Scott Schroyer. Schroyer's going to drive it into 3 and 4, as you can see them 3 wide right there behind him. Joel Burton trying to come home in position number 3, as Jax Young's going to pick up heat race win number 1. Schroyer in second. Joel Burton coming home in third. Blake Parsons, Chris Cox, they're in 4th and 5th, and Hunter Livesay rounding out the field there in position number 6, as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 about to get ready here, about to get underway. Yo, Randall coming in showing that love. Randall Dixon coming in smashing that like on the stream. Reed Sanders, Reed, my boy, coming in showing the love. What is good, Reed? Reed coming in with the 50-star dono right out of the gate. What is good, homie? How you doing? Harry Young coming in smashing that like as well. What is good, Harry? Harry coming in showing the love as well. What is good, Reed, my boy, coming in with the big 50-star dono. Sup, buddy? What is up, Reed? How you doing, my boy? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2. Starting on the pole in this one, in that team enemy number 15 ride, that is Nicholas Ely, and his outside in the 318. That is Eddie Neal. Starting inside of row number 2 in the 122, that is Nate Walker, and his outside in the 7 ride, that is Briggs Kiker. And we see Josh Anders, the 213 ride of Michael Vitale, and the 21 of Anthony Vitale Jr. rounding out the field in the 7 ride of Kiker. Already up into the outside wall. He's going to go around here. And I do believe we're going to see that caution flag fly the 7 ride, as Briggs Kiker gets up and into the outside wall here, taking the green flag, and we're quickly under the caution flag conditions here in heat race number 2. Take a look back and see what happens here. Just, man, looks like Briggs just unfortunately, we can get a different angle on this one. Here we go. Just comes up and gets up into the wall right there, and then that right front tire just gets locked in there and just can't really get out of it. Spins that car around, sends the Team Zero number 7 machine around in a circle there, and fortunately the caution flag coming out there, and he gets back rolling, so a good break there for himself. But it's going to take a little bit more time here, as we're going to get these drivers lined back up. We're going to stack them back up and get ready to go back to green flag racing here. We'll stack them all back up once again and get ready to head back to that green flag condition here. All these drivers are going to line back up here. Obviously, Briggs is unfortunately going to be starting at the rear of the field here, back in that 7th position. So it looks like we are going to do the Delaware restart this time, as the 318 ride of Eddie Neal is going to be out in front all by himself here. We're going to get ready to rock and roll here once again for heat race number 2. Reed, my boy, coming in smashing that heart reaction and the share. Hanging out with my pal here. Oh my gosh, that's what's up right there. That's what's up right there, Reed. That's what's up, my boy. Susie! Mama Bear coming in showing the love. What is good, Mama Bear? As heat race number 2 back underway. The 318's going to get some contact. He's going to go around. Upside down goes Eddie Neal. Neal going upside down here, in the caution flag is going to come back out here in heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 is, holy moly. So far, heat race number 2 has been a little bit of a caution-filled race here. 2 back-to-back caution flags into corner number 1 and through corner number 1. As Eddie Neal, unfortunately, going to get a little bit of contact here in that left rear quarter panel. Right there, and just spins them around, and then that car just digs in, goes upside down, rolls over a couple times. That Gears Unlimited number 318 ride, unfortunately, a little bit busted up there. Let's see if we can get a different look at this one. Man, I almost want to say like that was completely net code. I mean, see if we can jump onto a rear chase here or something. See if we can play this slowly. Oh, yeah, just net code all the way. Oh, man, that is a tough break there. Look at that. They don't even actually make contact. Oh. That is the worst. Brutal outcome there for Eddie Neal, man. You got to feel bad for him. As a lot of damage and a lot of misfortune there for that 318 ride. Looking to have a good heat race. Now parked down pit side. As lights are still on that pace truck, so we might be able to get back out onto the racetrack, but it looks like we may get things rocking and rolling here this time by the start-finish line. There we go. The lights turn off. That official iRacing pace truck. We're going to get these drivers stacked back up, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. No, lights are going to stay on here. It does look like we're going to wait another lap here for Eddie to jump back out onto the racetrack. Some tough breaks there. Some tough breaks. Unfortunate breaks here in heat race number 2 as these drivers have been mixing it up right out of the get-go. No one's giving it an inch. Everyone's battling for the same track, and unfortunately, just a little bit of contact, a little bit of wall riding in the first couple laps has created a couple big wrecks here already. So, unfortunate breaks. Yo, Blakely! Joshua, what is good, Blakely? Joshua Blakely coming in, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, my boy? Yo, Brian, dude guy, my boy dude coming in, showing the love. What is good, dude? Dude, hopefully you're feeling better, homie. Hopefully you're feeling better. I read the post that you made there the other night about having a crook in your neck and everything else and just not feeling good. And hopefully you're feeling better, homie. Hopefully you're feeling better. Josh Blakely, my boy, coming in, showing that love. As you see that 318 ride back out onto the racetrack here. Looks like he's going to rejoin the field. I think with that net code being the issue, they are going to give him that spot back. So looks like we're going to get things re-fired off here. Eddie Neal, luckily, with that net code error and everyone catching it, he is going to get his position back out there on the racetrack. So he's going to stay out in the lead as we're going to go back to green flag racing as the green flag back out in the air here. 7 right up breaks. Kiker getting a little bit squirrely back there at the rear of the field. Hangs on to it as Eddie Neal this time through corner number 1 and 2 is going to stay out in front as now the 18 ride is going to go around. The caution flag is going to come back out. Josh Anders getting pointed in the wrong direction here. Caution flag going to come back out once again here in heat race number 2. Woo, man. 3 caution flags here in this heat race. An unfortunate break there as Eddie Neal staying on the pedal here, trying to catch up to that pace truck, which should be somewhere there in front of him. Nicholas Healy still in second. Nate Walker there in third. Michael Vitale there in fourth. Briggs Kiker there in fifth. We see Anthony Vitale and Josh Anders there in 6th and 7th, as it looked like Anders just unfortunately losing it here a little bit. Maybe a little bit of help from the 21 ride. 21 sends it in on the bottom side, comes up the racetrack, makes a little bit of contact there, a little bit of a tail tag from the 21 ride, knocking the rear end loose there. The 18, and unfortunately he's going to go around and bring out the 3rd caution flag here in heat race number 2. He's going to slide up right there. He'll take him into that left rear, spin that car around, and unfortunately stopped on the racetrack, pointed the wrong direction. The caution flag flies. All right, custom setup or fixed? Custom setups, Blakely. I do believe these are custom setups. Let's go, Brian. Let's go, my boy. Let's go, homie. As we are back to green flag racing. Eddie Neal out in front. Neal leads the way here in the Gears Unlimited number 318. Nicholas Elliott, Nate Walker right there behind him, trying to run him down, trying to catch up to that Gears Unlimited number 318. Michael Vitale there in 4th is Vitale up in that 4th position, looking to have a good run here as well. drivers finally back under the green flag conditions here, getting a lap in under the green flag. The scoring may be messed up just a little bit. It's showing me that Eddie Neal is unfortunately a lap down here. Not sure how they're going to fix that, as showing him back down a lap, so I'm not sure how that's going to score out. But Nicholas Alley there in position number 2 right now in that 15 ride, looking to have a good run, looking to try to pick up that top spot here with a couple more laps left to go. Nate Walker there in 3rd. The 7 ride up breaks Riker. Getting that car back, pointing in the right direction, looking to have a good run here to finish out this heat race, as we're going to see 2 more laps left to go. Michael Vitale right there in the 213 ride. Anthony Vitale Jr. there behind him in the 21 ride. Josh Anders there in the 6th position, actually the final position in that white knuckles 18 ride. Out in front, Eddie Neal continues to lead the way. Neal down the backstretch into corner number 4 there. He's going to see the white flag fly, so 1 more time around for Eddie Neal. Neal out in front, leading the way over Nicholas Alley and Nate Walker, as Walker and Alley try to hunt down this 318 ride down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. We're going to see that checkered flag fly for the 318 of Eddie Neal, as Neal picks up the checkered flag here in this one. Nicholas Alley and Nate Walker coming home in 2nd and 3rd. Kiker, Vitale Jr. and Anders rounding out the field there in heat race number 2. Nick should race this series. He would probably have a chance with the HOS setups. I think the fixed setups are getting to him. Yeah, I think they were definitely getting to him there Sunday night. I think everything that was just happening Sunday and everything was definitely getting to him. But I don't know. I don't think this league is open anymore, unfortunately. They may take up more drivers, but I don't think they will. I mean, I could talk to them or see if any of the other boys know if they're gonna get anything going on. Is Corey Bragg in here? I don't know Corey Bragg at all. I don't know who's Corey Bragg. I don't know who Corey Bragg is. Travis, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. But he's not in this league, I don't think. I haven't seen the name, so I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't know that name, unfortunately, Travis. All right, as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 3. Heat race number 3 out onto the racetrack here, leading us down to the green flag in the 171 ride. That is Jake Henry. To his outside in the 9 ride, it's the Animal Racing number 9 of Ryan Stillwell. Starting inside of row number 2 in the 111, that is Randall Dixon. Into his outside in the 99 ride, that is Billy Roberts. Starting inside of row number 3 in the 98, that is Wade Burris. Into his outside in the 222, that is Lynn Vitale, as we are green flag racing here for heat race number 2. Ryan Stillwell in that whole top lane getting a great jump. As out in front, Ryan Stillwell leads him down the backstretch. Billy Roberts in tow. Jake Henry back into 3rd here. These drivers rocking and rolling here for heat race number 3, as heat race number 3 at full swing here, as Stillwell is going to lead lap number 1. Stillwell out in front. Billy Roberts. Another new looking ride here for Billy, is a nice plain white and red old school looking ride. Looking very slick out there and looking very fast early on in this one. And that Vitale Motorsports A&J Landscaping number 99 ride. They're in position number 2. He tries to hunt down the 9 ride, the Animal Racing Machine of Ryan Stillwell. Stillwell still out in front here, continuing to lead the way and continuing to stretch his lead out more and more and more. Stillwell out to about a half a second lead now over Roberts and Jake Henry. Right there on the back bumper there of the 99 machine. You see Randall Dixon starting to close the gap there onto the back bumper of that 171 ride. Wade Burris up into 5th and Lynn Vitale back into that 6th position. So tough break there for the 222 ride as he tries to slowly run up and catch the back of the field here, but starting to lose touch with those guys at the front. As Ryan Stillwell continues to lead the way. Stillwell going to see halfway here in this one. So halfway in and halfway to go as Stillwell leads the way here. About 7/10 of a second over Billy Roberts, as Roberts trying to hang right there with him. Jake Henry all over his back bumper. Doesn't leave a lot of room for error for the 99 ride. Not a lot of room for him to try to move around the racetrack and find some different lanes, trying to find some different speed, kind of following right in the tire tracks there of that 9 ride. Stillwell out in front here, down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to see 2 more laps left to go here in heat race number 3. So 2 more laps for the 9 ride of Ryan Stillwell. Billy Roberts going to have to make up about 0.8 of a second, but now he's got Jake Henry down to his inside as Henry trying to find something, some way to get up and around this 99 ride. They head down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. You can see the gap there between our top 3 as we're going to see that white flag fly in one more time around here for the 9 ride of Ryan Stillwell, as Stillwell continues to lead him down the backstretch into corner number 3. Good size lead, almost out to 0.8 of a second over Billy Roberts. He's going to head through corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. He's going to see the checkered flag here and pick up heat race win number 3 on the evening. Billy Roberts in second, Jake Henry in third, Randall Dixon, Wade Burris, and Lynn Vitale rounding out the field there in heat race number 3 as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing. Woo! Oh my. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Yes, I'll be racing the Pro Late Model Series. Okay. There we go. So Corey's in the Late Model Series. Okay, good. All right, as we're going to get ready here, I believe we're going to get a little warm-up session in. These drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack here in a few more seconds. They're going to get a little bit of practice in. They're going to get some extra work in, as that's going to do it for our heat races. Heat races coming to a close, and that means we're going to get ready to rock and roll here in just a few more moments with our A-Main feature event. Our A-Main about to get underway. These drivers are about to go to battle for 50 laps around USA International Speedway. The 358 Modifieds up first, and then the Pro Late Model Series in that second race of the evening, and then we're going to end it all off with the big race at the very end with the big block modifieds as they'll head right back here to USA International Speedway for the third race of the evening. A full night of racing action, a lot of racing action out here onto the track to be had, and these drivers are looking very, very hungry. Each and every one of them want to be parked down here in Victory Lane, but no one but one driver last week picked up a checkered flag, and that was Jax Young. All 3 races, the 24 ride, came home in the top spot here. So Jax already looking very good here. He won heat race number 1. He's going to be jumping back out onto the racetrack here. He's going to be looking to try and pick up another checkered flag, trying to make it 4 in a row and trying to make it 2 weeks in a row winning all these races. We'll have to wait and see what Jax can do here, if he can make it 4 races in a row here for that 24 ride, as he's looking very stout here once again. These drivers out onto the racetrack for a quick little warm-up session. They're just making sure that their cars are ready to rock and roll. They're making sure they got the right setup, making sure they got the right, amount of gas in. They're just making sure everything is ready to rock and roll. They're having a little bit of fun back there. We see a couple drivers go upside down. Got Schroyer in there, Michael Vitale. Jake Henry back out onto the racetrack. Ryan Stillwell there in that 9 ride back out onto the racetrack as well. You see Jax Young getting ready to pull that ride off the road there. We're going to get ready here for our A-Main feature event in just a few more moments. These drivers are going to get ready to go to battle. Checkered flag going to come out in the air here on this practice, this pre-race practice coming to a close, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll. All right, looks like 40 laps on the docket here as we're going to get ready for the A main feature event. These drivers are going to get loaded in down here on the front stretch, right in behind our official iRacing pace truck. As these drivers start to load into the sim, we're going to get ready here for our starting lineup. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in here as we're going to get ready to put on another wicked show here for all of y'all tonight. These drivers load into the sim. We're going to get ready here for the starting lineup. Starting on the pole in this one, in the 57 ride, that is Scott Schroyer. To his outside in the 9 ride, that is Mr. Ryan Stillwell. Starting in position number 3 in the 24 machine, that is Nick. Actually, in the 15 is Nicholas Ellie. To his outside in the 24, that is Jax Young. This thing's starting to get a little broken up here. I'm not sure what's going on, and some of these drivers quite a ways behind here, lowering the pace. As starting in position number 5 will be the 22 ride of Nate Walker. Then we see Billy Roberts in the 99 machine going to start outside of row number 3. Blake Parsons, Michael Vitale, Joel Burton, Briggs Kiker, Eddie Neal, Joel Burton, Chris Cox, Randall Dixon, Wade Burris, Anthony Vitale Jr., Josh Andrews, Hunter Livesay, and Lynn Vitale. Rounding up the field here is 18 drivers going to get ready to take the green flag here in this one. It looks like Jake Henry and Joseph Grandy, unfortunately, missing the start here in this one. Scott Schroyer is going to lead us down here to the green flag. Ryan Stillwell to his outside. Eddie Neal starting there in position number 3 with Jax Young to his outside. 18 drivers, 40 laps of racing action about to get underway as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. We're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation here as we're going to get ready to give you guys a show. So here you go. We're going to get one more lap around here before we set these drivers loose. That pace truck still out there on the racetrack, getting ready to pull off here next time by and setting these drivers free for a good battle here. We're going to see some great side-by-side racing. The bottom side of this racetrack, so good. Once it slicks off, the middle side right now has a lot of grip, a lot of traction there as it continues to slick off and go farther and farther to that outside wall. We're going to see a couple different lines start to really come in here, so it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to be running where and who can find the most speed and the most traction out there on the racetrack. It's the pace truck. Gonna make that hard. No, I guess he's gonna stay out onto the racetrack here for another lap here. I figured we'd get ready to rock and roll that time by, but looks like we're gonna get another lap around here. You can see these drivers all stacked up. 18 cars out there on the racetrack getting ready to rock and roll. Nicholas Ellie, see a bunch of these Team Enemy drivers back here through the top 10 here. A lot of Gears Unlimited drivers. Gears Unlimited coming on board as our main sponsor here. Coming on board and showing the love here is the Vitale Motorsports A&J Landscaping. Gears Unlimited. Number 99, right, of Billy Roberts there in 6. As this time by, it looks like we're going to see that pace truck make the hard left-hand turn, and we're going to set him loose as we're green flag racing. Billy Roberts up into the outside wall. They're already wrecking back here. Already going around goes the 122 ride. Billy Roberts collected in it. Wade Burris turned around. So is Lynn Vitale as the caution flag going to come out right out of the get-go as it looked like Billy Roberts getting up into the outside wall there. Spinning around, and the caution flag coming right out here quickly in this one. We'll take a look and see what happens here as 99 just gets up into the outside wall. The front nose gets kind of dug into it, and Everyone behind him drives into him, and then everyone else is kind of driving over each other there, and causing a whole big wreck down here in corner number 1. There's no time for Nate Walker to get onto the binders. He's just getting onto that, just getting onto the throttle here. Then he gets right into the back. That 99 right there. Then unfortunately gets ran into from behind. It's spun around a couple times. Keeps on rolling though. So at least good news on that half is that everyone kept on rolling. No one went upside down completely, or at least enough where their car was too damaged to keep on trucking here. We'll get them all cleaned back up. We'll get them fixed and back out onto the racetrack, and we'll get ready to set them back loose. To see Billy Roberts rejoining the field here in the 99 ride. He's jumping back in here. Yo, Tristan, what is good, my boy? Let's get ready to rumble. What is good, Tristan? Yo, Michael Dickinson, my boy. Papa Mike coming in showing the love. What is good, Papa Mike? Coming in smashing that like on the stream as well. What is good, Papa Mike? Coming in showing that love once again here as we're going to get ready to set them back loose here. These drivers are going to get lined back up, stacked back up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Delaware restarts here with Scott Schroyer out in front as Schroyer leads the way here. Keeping that 57 ride out in front, looking pretty here early on in this one, but we got a lot of laps left to go here, a lot of laps and a lot of time to get things done out there, and some fast cars still waiting to make their moves, waiting for this track to come into them, waiting to make, you know, this line actually start to work here through the middle. We haven't had a full green flag lap yet in this feature event, as we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing this time by. So Schroyer out in front, as it looks like everyone's going to make it down the front straightaway pretty good here. When everyone makes it through corner number 3, as there goes the 7 ride. They're piling up again. The 111, the 12 ride into the outside wall. The 18 of Anders upside down. Lynn Vidal collected it again, and the caution flag going to come back out. So it looked like Briggs Kiker, unfortunately, it's a little bit of contact here again. It's the second time we've seen him get into a caution flag here. It looks like 12 ride just tries to fill the gap there. Both of them running for the same position out there on the racetrack. A little bit of contact coming into play, and unfortunately, Briggs is going to get hit. He's going to go around right in front of the 12 ride, and then nowhere to go for the 515, the 111 ride. 12 ride gets up into the wall as well. Anders gets up into the wall and goes for a little bit of a spill. We'll take a look here from that 18 machine and see what he saw. As unfortunately for him, gonna kind of get a little piece of it and get kind of pulled into that outside wall right there. There's the contact between him and Burris, and upside down goes the 18 ride. An unfortunate break there as the caution flag gonna come back out. All right, so we're gonna get him stacked back up here and back out onto the racetrack. You see, looks like Joel Burton already taking his ride off the track. Lynn Vitale coming back out here. Chris Cox back out onto the racetrack. The 111 ride back out there as well. You see Anders rolling down the backstretch here again as well. So that's good to see Anders back out there. I don't believe Joel Burton is still out in the racetrack here. So it looks like Burton may have left the building here. We're going to get all these drivers lined back up. We're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Scott Schroyer out in front, continuing to lead the way in that Animal Racing number 57 ride. Ryan Stillwell there in second. His teammate right there behind him in position number 2. Then we see Jax Young in position number 3. Nicholas Alley, Eddie Neal, Blake Parsons, Michael Vitale, Anthony Vitale Jr. and Hunter Livesay rounding out the top 10 here in this one. As we're going to have them stacked up, and we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. We're going to try it all over again here as the green flag back out in the air here once again. Scott Schroyer out in front. Everyone down into corner number 1 and corner number 2 here. We're going to take a look through the field, see if everyone can make it through nice and easy. Looks like everyone making it this time down the backstretch, at least down into corner number 3 here. He's out in front. Schroyer's going to lead the way, but the 318's going to go around, and they're going to get piled up here again. Eddie Neal getting turned there. 21, the 222 ride collected again. Looks like another caution flag is going to fly here. Eddie Neal, unfortunately, for that Gears Unlimited number 318 ride. He's going to send it into the corner here. 21 is going to slide up the racetrack, get right into the side of him. Oh. Tough break there for Eddie. He was having a good run here, and then just the 21 trying to slide in, and fortunately doesn't clear him, slides up into the side of him. Everyone else trying to get onto the binders. Fortunately, couldn't get checked up quick enough. Billy Roberts getting a big piece of that one in the 99 ride. Sees this happen in the 97 of Hunter Livesay, getting a big piece of that one as Billy drives into the back of him. Lynn Vitale gets into that Tight Lines Apparel number 99 machine, and fortunately, the caution flag coming back out, so we'll get these drivers all stacked back up, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Schroyer still out in front, but now up into position number 2 is that 24 ride of Jax Young. Is Young out in front here in the 24 machine, so Jax on the move here up into that second spot. Ryan Stillwell there in third. Nicholas Ellie there in that 4th position, and Michael Vitale there in position number 5. Blake Parsons, Wade Burris, Nate Walker, Briggs Kiker, and Billy Roberts rounding out the top 10 here. So we're going to get these drivers stacked back up, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Looks like the lights are off. That official iRacing pace truck. Looks like we're going to go to single file restarts here. Try to clean it up ever so slightly as we're going to go single file restarts here as we're going to get ready to set these drivers back loose. Green flag back out in the air here once again. Green flag out for the 57 ride as Schroyer trying to hold off the hard-charging number 24 of Jax Young, as Young right there in position number 2. Trying to reel him in, trying to jump back out in front and trying to pick up yet again another checkered flag here in these 358 modifieds. Jax all over his back bumper as we get some good single file restart there. Everyone clean and green so far. You see these drivers starting to search around the racetrack. You're going to see the 24 ride look to go for the big slide job as the caution flag comes back out here as, man, we were just about to see a battle be mounted there out of that 24 ride as he was getting ready to fire it in into corner number 3 and look to try to take that lead away, and unfortunately, the caution flag going to come back out here once again. We're going to get him stacked back up. We're going to get ready to see what happens here to bring out caution flag number 4. I don't know, 5 maybe, something like that. We'll take a look back and see what happens. It looks like maybe Billy Roberts getting collected here again in another wreck. Briggs Kiker might have been a part of it as well as Briggs has quite a bit of damage there. The front end of his car, he gets shoved up into the wall there. Goes for a wild flip. Billy Roberts collected. Not sure who else was in there, but it looked like the 122 ride of Nate Roberts comes up the racetrack there. And unfortunately, drives in, just drives him, or Nate Walker gets up the racetrack there as Walker goes up the track ever so slightly here, just kind of closes the door. You're going to see him close the door on the 7 ride here. Kiker, and then just they make a little bit of contact. Kiker gets up into the outside wall. Michael Vitale, I think, is the one that gets collected there. The 318 maybe gets collected as, man, Kiker went for a wild ride here. That car already had quite a bit of damage here. Gets, just for a wicked flip here into that inside wall. And even more damage done to that 7 ride. So we'll get him stacked back up. We'll get ready to go back at it here once again as the 7 ride of Kiker unfortunately parked down pit side, getting some work done to his ride. Joel Burton already calling it a night as you see the 7 car rolling back down pit lane here. He's going to rejoin the rear of the field, and he's going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here as Nate Walker right there in front of him. Billy Roberts there in 15th. Anthony Vitale Jr. there in front of them as we're going to get these drivers stacked back up as Scott Schroyer out in front, continuing to lead the way. Jax Young right there in position number 2. Harry says, let's go, boys. Let's go, baby. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go as we're going to go back to green flag racing. Schroyer looking for a good restart for the 24 ride, sticking right there to his back bumper is now the 21 ride of Anthony Vitale Jr. is going to go around and upside down here, down in corner number 1, and the caution flag is going to come back out. Man, this poor pace truck can't even get a break, man. He wants to get down there and get himself a corn dog from the concession stand in between these green flags and cautions. Unfortunately, he hasn't had an opportunity. That man may have to go pee, as we're going to see the 21 ride down to the inside here. The 97 on this restart just kind of looks like they make a little bit of contact. Around goes the 21, gets up into the outside wall, goes upside down. The caution flag has come back out. Oh. That rear end pretty busted there for the 21 as well. He may have to tow that ride back down pit side here. It's going to be crab walking like that, and not even pitting is going to fix it. You got to actually take it down and reset the whole car. So an unfortunate break there for the 21 ride as he's parked down pit side now, getting some repairs done to that machine as he's going to have to wait for that tow call to finish up here. As we're going to get them all lined back up. We're going to get ready to send them back loose here. Us old guys go to bed early. Oh, Harry, I feel ya. I feel ya. I don't go to bed early, but man, I know. You guys tend to, you know, at least 9 or 10 o'clock is a good time to try to go to bed here. You know, maybe 9, maybe 8. You know, gotta get things rolling here. Gotta get things rolling, get these laps underway here, and get these drivers some good green flag battles out there on the racetrack. As we're going to get ready to set them back loose. Looks like the lights are going to turn off on that official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to get ready to set them back loose here. Scott Schroyer out in front here. Jax Young right there behind him in position number 2. Ryan Stillwell in position number 3 with Nicholas Ely there in 4th. Michael Vitale in position number 5 with Blake Parsons, Wade Burris, Chris Cox, Josh Anders, and Randall Dixon rounding out the top 10 here. As we're going to see that green flag come back out. Scott Schroyer going to lead us back down to the green flag. We're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we're going to crank it up. caution flag coming back out here once again. Skylar Pruitt, my boy, coming in with that 96 star. Don't know what is good, my boy. What is good, homie? What is good, Skylar? Coming in, showing that love, my boy. Smashing that like on this stream as well. Jax Young out in front here. We're going to take a look back and see what brings out the caution flag here once again, as looks like maybe Josh Anders and Eddie Neal having some issues here. To look back and see what happens between these two. Oh, the 318 just kind of gets down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Comes up into the side of him there and makes some contact and helps him go around here. So we'll take a look and see what happens. The 318 throws it into the bottom of corner number 3. Kind of hits that inside wall, bounces back up the racetrack. And up and into the side of that 18 ride. They get stopped there on the racetrack. Caution flag coming back out here. So tough break for both of these guys, as they're both having some decent runs. But man, tough break here. The 18 just trying to mind his P's and Q's and then just get that contact, and boom, that's all it takes is that one little bit of contact, spin you around, point you in the wrong direction, and that caution flag can come back out. So we'll get them stacked back up, as you guys saw in that Crank It Up, the 24 ride of Jax Young, taking the green flag back out. The Peacemaker Crank It Up always brings a caution. Yes, exactly, Skylar. Exactly, my boy. We like to call it pretty much now. It's the Peacemaker Crank It Up caution flag. What we like to call it nowadays. You know, it's just straight up a caution flag every time. Even if we start talking about it, usually that's when the caution flag comes out. Even when we're starting to have a conversation about doing it, it's just somehow it gets relayed back to the drivers, and then they decide to cause a crash or something. I don't know what it is, but it's always something like that. As the lights are off that pace truck, we're gonna get ready to set these drivers back loose as they head down the backstretch here. Single file restarts as Jax Young continues to lead the way over Scott Schroyer, Ryan Stillwell, Nicholas Ellie, and Michael Vitale rounding out the top 5. The green flag going to come back out in the air here at a corner number 4. The 24 looking for a big jump. Gets a great restart there over Scott Schroyer, as Schroyer under fire now, as here comes Nicholas Alley. As Alley trying to work that 15 right up into the top 3 here. Couldn't make the bottom side work that time through 1 and 2. He's going to stick right there on their back bumpers. It's a couple of those Animal Racing rides right there in second and third. His teammate, though, leading the way is Jax Young. Going to click up another lap here. Being out in front, continuing to lead the way is Scott Schroyer, under fire here, even by his own teammate, as the 9 ride. He's looking to try to find a way to get around that 57. That's going to open up the door, though, for a big run from the 15. Ely going to try to jump up and take that 3rd spot away. Couldn't quite clear him. The 213 ride of Michael Vitale all over the back bumper there of that 15 machine. Now Vitale's going to jump down to the bottom, but here comes Blake Parsons up to his back bumper. A little bit of bumper tag here as our single file through the top 6, where these guys are continuously trying to find something, some way to get around one another, as there's some contact right there behind them. Wade Burris gets into the 515 of Chris Cox ever so slightly. As Cox went for that big slider, you see Josh Anders right there in that battle as well. Now you see the 98 up into the outside wall. Wade Burris into that wall, turned around to the caution flag, is going to come back out. Wade Burris unfortunately throws it in up on the high side there, and 1 and 2 gets up into that outside wall. A 98 ride, the front tires kind of get stuck into that outside wall. You get spun around, pointed in the wrong direction. And that caution flag is going to come back out. Throws it in there, the rear just kind of gets in there, and then the front tires hook in and spins that car around. He does a quick little 180. Still pointing the wrong direction, stopped on the racetrack waiting for everyone else to go around him, but tough break there, that 98 ride. All right, as that's a quick one to clean up there, we'll get these drivers back out onto the racetrack as we're going to get them ready to go back to green flag racing here. Wade Burris drives up, catches the rear of the field here. He's going to get ready to go back to green flag racing as you see 21 right of Anthony Vitale Jr. getting back out onto the racetrack here as Vitale's going to join up with the rear of the field here. We're going to get ready to set them back loose as Jax Young continues to lead the way here. Young out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done here. But man, oh man, oh man, he is absolute rocket ship on these restarts as we're going to see him go back to green flag racing here once again. Another great restart there from the 24 ride. You can see his teammate trying to time that restart absolutely perfect as well as he's all over the back bumper of that 9 ride right in front of him. 55 and the 213 almost side by side there at a corner number 2, but a big run out of Michael Vitale down the backstretch. Gonna hold on to position number 5 is Jax Young with about a half a second lead now out in front here. Once again, gonna click off another lap. As Jax still continues to lead the way. Scott Schroyer right there in position number 2. Ryan Stillwell all over his back bumper. Nicholas Ellie down to the inside here. He's gonna look. I thought he was going to try to maybe go for a big slide job right there in 3 and 4. Thinks better of it is now. You see that 5-5 ride of Blake Parsons around the outside there of Michael Vitale jumping up into position number 5. So Parsons on the move here up into that 5th position. Vitale there into 6th. Chris Cox up into 7th as Josh Anders there in that 8th position. Nate Walker trying to work himself back through the field here as the 122 ride up into that 9th position. Randall Dixon there in position number 10 as he's got Billy Roberts right there behind him in that 99 ride. Briggs Kiker there in that 12th position as Hunter Livesay, Eddie Neal, Lynn Vitale, Wade Burris, and Anthony Vitale Jr. round out the field here in this one. Jax Young, though, continues to lead the way here. That 24 ride continues to try to open up a lead there. You saw him get up into the outside wall just ever so slightly. A little bit of smoke coming off that ride, but he keeps on rolling as he continues to lead the way. Jax still out in front as we're going to jump right on board here with that 24 ride for a lap around USA International Speedway. All right, as the caution flag comes out, you can get a good look there at what these drivers see on this racetrack as it's very flat, not a lot of banking. It's very hard to keep these cars under control, especially on that slick stuff. You can see how dark the inside of this racetrack right down through majority of the middle of the track now is completely slicked off. See Jax taking a look down to the bottom side there on the exit of corner number 4, trying to see if there's anything biting down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Doesn't look like there's much left down there as we'll take a look back and see what happens here. Bringing out yet again another caution flag. Looks like the 98 ride. More issues. Wade gonna send it in, gets into the inside wall there. Spins that 98 ride around, and that's gonna bring out the caution flag once again. Fairly simple caution flag again here. Single car spin, but enough to throw that caution flag as right there gets into that inside wall. That car and pretty much stopped it there on the racetrack, pointing the wrong direction. 21 ride coming up right behind them there. The officials are going to throw that caution flag. We're going to stack them back up. So Jax Young once again going to have these drivers right there on his back bumper. Scott Schroyer going to be looking for a big restart here. His teammate in the 9 ride, Ryan Stillwell, going to stick right there, trying to help that 57 machine get back out to the front of the field here. Jack's Young going to try to hold him off. We see Nicholas Alley have some good restarts as well, trying to find a way to get around at least one, maybe both of these animal racing rides that are in front of him, so he could try to go 1-2 with Team Enemy at the front of the field. 55 ride of Blake Parsons now up into that 5th position as we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing, and another great restart there, that time by the 24 ride. You see Ryan Stillwell to the inside of his teammate here. Stillwell looking down on the bottom side of the racetrack, looking to get a good run here out of corner number 2, but that high side momentum is going to pay off here for Scott Schroyer. Schroyer's going to stay in 2nd, and now up into position number 3 goes Nicholas Ellie. Ellie up into 3rd, some contact there in Stillwell. Now has the 55 of Blake Parsons. The hits inside as Parsons trying to jump up and take that 4th position away from him. Almost some contact as the 9 ride gets up into the outside wall. Stillwell going to slide back another spot as here comes Michael Vitale as he's going to try to jump up and take that 5th position away, gets super loose down on the bottom side of the racetrack. So Stillwell with a big run there on the high side is going to stay in position number 5. Jax Young continues to lead the way here. The 24 ride out in front. Scott Schroyer about half a second behind him. Right there in position number 2, Nicholas Ellie. There in that 3rd spot is Ellie. In that Team Enemy number 15 ride was able to jump up and get around Stillwell. There on that restart now. Up inside the top 3 with his teammate. Just one more car in front of him here as that 15 ride going to try to find a way to get around the 57, but it's quite hard to make passes around this racetrack, especially once they're single file here. It's really hard to try to find that run, trying to find that lane to jump up and get around one of these other drivers. It's pretty hard to pass. And you have to see a big slide job here. It's now the 57 ride. Slowly but surely closing the gap between himself and Jax Young as Young still out in front here, but he's got that 57 and the 15 right there behind him, trying to close the gap, trying to find a way to get around that 24 ride as Jax trying to make it 4 wins in a row here on the series. Trying to pick up yet again another checkered flag and another dominant performance here out of the 24 ride. Ryan Stillwell trying to battle back strong here as he's trying to reel back in that 55 ride of Blake Parsons. Parsons was able to jump up and take that 4th position away from him. See Michael Vitale there in 6th, Chris Cox there in 7th. Then we see Nate Walker there in position number 8 is Walker. Slowly but surely working his way back up towards the front of the field. Josh Anders there in 9th, and Randall Dixon there in position number 10 as now we see Billy Roberts up into the outside wall. Roberts going to get spun around just ever so slightly, and the caution flag is going to come back out here with about 10 more laps left to go here. Billy Roberts going to go around, and the caution flag going to come back out here for the 99 ride. Looks like he's going to take that ride right down pit side here. We'll take a look back and see what happens. Oh, looks like he just gets up into that outside wall, and car bouncing around there off the outside wall and everything else. Some heavy front end damage there for Billy as... Man, unfortunate break there for Billy Roberts. Just sends it in here and unfortunately gets up a little bit too high. That car starts to bounce. The rear tires smack that outside wall, pulls that front end in, and kind of just bouncing around, gets stuck up on the high side. Soft up there, slow on the racetrack at the caution flag, and it come out there for Billy Roberts. So a tough break as we're going to get them all stacked back up. We're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Jax Young out in front here, trying to hold off Scott Schroyer. Nicholas Elliott's teammate there in 3rd. Blake Parsons, Ryan Stillwell, Michael Vitale, Chris Cox, Nate Walker, Josh Anders, Randall Dixon, Briggs Kiker, Eddie Neal, Hunter Livesay, Lynn Vitale, Billy Roberts, Wade Burris, Anthony Vitale Jr., Joel Burton, Jake Henry, and Joseph Grandy rounding out our top 20 as we are back to Green Flag Racing as the green flag back out in the air here once again. 24 ride Leads up down into corner number 1 and out at corner number 2 as he continues to lead the way. Yo, Kevin O'Dell. O'Dellski in the house. What is good, my boy? Kevin O'Dell coming in with the 100-star dono. Are you kidding me, Kev? Kev coming in showing the love, smashing that star button. The 100-star dono. Kevin O'Dellski coming in showing the love, smashing the like on the stream as well. Let's go, my boy. Let's go, homie. Coming in, showing the love. Let's get it. How the heck are you? How the heck are you, Kev? Out in front, Jax Young continues to lead the way. We see the 15 rider, Nicholas Ellie, jump up and take that second spot away. So it's Team Enemy now 1 and 2 out there on the racetrack. Scott Schroyer sliding back into that third position on the track. The 55 right there in position number 4 and looking for more. See that Team Enemy number 9 right there in 5th. Kev says, at work on break, my boy. How's work going? How's work going? Hopefully it's not too bad for you at work. Hopefully you're having yourself a nice, easy night. Hopefully you're not having to stress too hard or work too hard out there. Hopefully you're having yourself a good old time slaving away. Man, oh man, that's how it is, man. We always gotta slave away to pay them bills, you know, them dollar bills don't pay themselves as Jax Young continues to lead the way here. He's looking to try to pick up yet again another checkered flag here. That 24 machine with about a 0.6 of a second lead over his teammate Nicholas Ellie there in position number 2. Yo, Odell Gaming, Kevy coming in, smashing that double like on the stream coming in. The Odell Gaming like on the stream as well, coming in with that exclamation mark notify. Let's go, my boys. The caution flag is gonna fly here once again late in this one. A late race caution flag, I think, is the last thing that Jax Young wanted to see, as it looks like Josh Anders may have some issues here again as that 18 ride back in about the 9th position here. Oh, the 122 ride gets up into the outside wall. The 18 ride follows him right in there. Goes upside down and goes for a wild ride there. Man, wowzers. Okay, what are these guys? What is going on here, chat? What is going on here in this one? Ooh, starting to get thin up there in corner number 1 and 2. And unfortunately, the 18 ride just send it in there a little bit too deep. Gets up into the outside wall. We see the 122 ride do the same thing here. Sends it in there on the high side. Slides up that rear end. Hits that outside wall. Kind of gets stroked into the outside wall. Bouncing around there. Luckily enough for him, it wasn't too bad. Keeps it rolling. Unfortunately for Josh Anders, he could not, as he gets in there and fortunately goes upside down a couple times here. The 121 right in front of him do it, and he does the exact same thing. Just follow him right on through and went upside down. Unfortunately, that car comes right off the racetrack. We'll get him stacked back up. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Jax Young, Nicholas Ellie, Scott Schroyer, 1, 2, and 3 out there on the racetrack. Blake Parsons up into 4th. Ryan Stillwell there in 5th. Michael Vitale, Chris Cox, Eddie Neal, Randall Dixon, and Nate Walker rounding out the top 10 as Walker looks like he's got that car fixed back up. He went down pit side, got some repairs done, and he's back out there looking to continue on in this one. Hunter Lime saying the 97 right there in 11th as like Briggs Kiker down pit side, getting some work done to his ride. He's going to jump back out onto the racetrack as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing to finish this one off. Jax Young looking to try to pick up the checkered flag, but his teammate right there behind him, Scott Schroyer, Blake Parsons, Ryan Stillwell, would love to jump up here and take this win away. Is this the Peacemaker Gaming? You absolutely know it, Pricey Bear. You know it, homie. And the green flag back out in the air here one more time. Jax Young in the 24 leads the way here down the backstretch. His teammate trying to stick right there with him as Blake Parsons was taking a look down low here. Gonna look for another run, looking for a big slide job there in 3 and 4 over Scott Schroyer. Gonna battle back strong here on the bottom side. They're gonna head into corner number 1 side by side. Here's the 24 ride. continues to lead the way. Jax Young out in front with 5 more laps left to go as the 57 ride just barely clears that 55 ride, and the caution flag is going to come back out. We're going to get ready for another late race restart. Here is the caution flag coming out again here as it looks like the 7 ride of Briggs Kiker. Unfortunately, going to go around here and bring the caution flag back out. We'll take a look back here and see what happens to Briggs as sends it in up there on the high side. That car gets into the wall. We just saw that between a couple other drivers, and then with the 121 ride kind of gets in there, gives him a little bit of a helping hand, maybe give him a little bit of a tap there to shove him up into that outside wall again. Here is tough break for Briggs Kiker as he gets up into the wall there, almost goes upside down, and then digs that front nose right into that outside wall, digs in, gets spun around, and fortunately the caution flag coming back out. Yo, Brycey Bear coming in with that exclamation mark. Followage coming in with the 342 days of being a follower. Let's freaking go, baby. Let's go, Brycey Bear. Almost a year, my boy. Almost a year is right. Holy moly. What is that? 25 days, something like that? 25 days, or no, 23 days away? Not even a month away? Holy moly. Isn't that something, man? Isn't that something? Almost a whole year being brothers. I think it's been longer than that, honestly. I feel like it's been way longer than 342 days, homies. As we're going to go back to green flag racing. The green flag back out in the air here. Once again, a great restart by the 24 ride of Jax Young as Young out in front. Nicholas Alley right there with him on his back bumper. They're going to head down the backstretch into corner number 3 as he Blake Parsons there holding on to position number 3 as Scott Schroyer back into 4th position. Ryan Stillwell there in 5th as we're going to see 3 more laps left to go as those team enemy number 24 in the 15 ride out in front, pulling away here from Parsons as these two are on a move as we see a big one back here. Quite a few drivers collected, and the caution flag is going to come back out. The caution flag coming back out late in this one. It looks like we're going to have a green-white checkered finish and they all piled up down here in corner number 2. Once again, it looked like Chris Cox was collected in there. A bunch of them were all collected in this one. We'll take a look and see what happens as it looks like Scott Schroyer gets things fired off here. You see here, where's Schroyer on the racetrack here? Here he is. Let's play it back just a little bit and see what happens. It looks like Schroyer just gets up. A little bit of a tap there by his teammate in the 9 ride, and they all kind of just pile in there, and everyone bouncing around. The 515 ride getting shoved around, bouncing around there. That's what's going to bring that caution flag back out. We'll jump right on board here with that 515 ride of Chris Cox as tries to avoid it, gets some contact there, a little bit more there, comes down, some more there, just kind of getting bounced around here every which direction, ends up nose into that inside wall, and heavy damage again. 515 ride. So we'll get them all stacked back up. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here as this driver's still out onto the racetrack here. Jax Young continues to lead the way. Nicholas Alley there in 2nd. Blake Parsons in 3rd, Scott Schroyer in 4th. Then we see Ryan Stillwell in position number 5, Michael Vitale there in 6th, Eddie Neal in 7th, Randall Dixon, Chris Cox and Hunter Livesay rounding out the rear of the field here as we're back to green flag racing. The green flag back out in the air here. 2 more laps left to go. 2 more laps here to get it done in this one. Jax Young leads the way down the backstretch into corner number 3. His teammate's going to take a look down low here, maybe go for a big move as that 15 ride right there to his inside is at a corner number 4. We're going to see that white flag fly one more time around here for the 24 ride of Jax Young. Young, nice and easy through the slick stuff there in corner number 1 and out of corner number 2. He's going to lead him down the backstretch by about 0.3 of a second. Down into corner number 3. He's going to protect the bottom side. Slide up the racetrack. Down through corner 3 and out of corner number 4. Jax Young is going to pick up the checkered flag here in the first race of the evening as the 24 ride picking up the checkered flag, picking up right where he left off last week as he picked up 3 wins last week on Tuesday night. Here he is getting things underway with the checkered flag in the opening race of the evening. So he's trying to go 3 for 3 here once again this Tuesday as he did last Tuesday. Getting things kicked off on a good note here, going 1 of 1 so far. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Jax Young as he picks up the checkered flag. Nicholas Ellie, his teammate, right there in position number 2, having himself a great run, as well as Blake Parsons able to jump up and snag that 3rd spot away and park that 55 right up here on the podium. Jax Young, the man with a plan, getting it done here in this one and picking up that checkered flag. What a run and what a drive there for Jax. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to jump up into the broadcast booth with our top 3 as Jax Young taking that ride down pit side here. He's going to get it loaded up onto the racetrack, and he's going to get that Pro late model unloaded as we'll get ready here as well for the next race of the evening. Our 3rd race, or our 2nd race of the night, going to get kicked off here right away here in a couple more seconds as we're going to get ready to get going once again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up here for that 24 ride of Jax Young as we're going to pull him up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Jax, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Jax, my boy, what a run, what a drive there, man. It took a little while with a lot of caution flags early on for you to be able to navigate yourself through the field there. You had to pick up a couple spots as you started there in the 4th position, slowly but surely with those caution flags. You hit that one restart absolutely perfectly. You're able to slide down into the inside and get around the 57 of Schroyer. Once he got out in front, man, it looked like he never looked back. You just continued to hit these restarts absolutely perfectly. Even late in the race, you had your teammate right there behind you. But, man, it seemed like, after a lap or 2, you were absolutely gone out to about a half a second lead. Just kind of holding that commanding lead here all night long throughout this one. Picking up another dominant win, making it, 4 wins in a row now on the series?
Yeah, I think it's 4. Yeah, we had a fast car. Me and Nick put a lot of time into the setups, and all the boys at enemy setups.
Let's go!
Hard work pays off, I guess.
Absolutely, man. That seat time and all the hard work and all the practice and everything else paying off here once again for you guys. You guys come home 1-2 those team enemy rides, and man, a good run here once again and another checkered flag. Are you going to be back out here for the Pro late models to see if you can make it another 3-peat here on a Tuesday night?
Yeah, we're gonna try. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about these pros here, but we're gonna try.
Absolutely. Well, from what I heard, it seemed like they reverted whatever they did to those Pro late models, so hopefully they'll be a little bit easier on you guys this week.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. It could still be quite a wreck fest, as we kind of saw a little bit in this one, man. We saw a lot of caution flags here throughout the race. We saw a lot of damage and a lot of mayhem unfold there behind you guys. How'd you keep your head in it and keep on, just hitting your marks and keeping your mind, from, really running away and making mistakes out there, not being as focused as what you'd want to be, just running, 40 straight laps or, maybe, a couple 20s and then the checkered flag is, we saw, you'd get going, you get a lap, maybe 2, not even, and then we'd see another caution flag there, taking a lot of toll out of you guys as you guys were continuously battling up there and having to hit these restarts every time.
Yeah, I just had to hit my marks and set sail. Yeah, we were fast. We knew we had the setup. We could not mess up right in the wall around. The cushion was getting a little smaller at the end, but it got pretty big. Just had to hit my marks.
Absolutely, man. Well, you hit your marks here in this one, and you pick up that checkered flag. Jax, congratulations on picking up another checkered flag here in this one, my boy. Who would you like to thank here for such a great performance in these 358 modifieds?
Everybody over at Enemy Setups, all the boys that help over there, Nick, Nate, Ethan, all the boys over there. Gears Unlimited, Billy, and all the boys over there. Outlaw Motorsports, Clayton for running the league. You for broadcasting. HY Pressure Wash and Painting. Everybody that helps in real life. My parents. That's about it.
Beauty. Well, Jax, congratulations on the checkered flag here in this one. Hopefully, we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth throughout the rest of the evening as got a couple more races left to go here, and I'm sure we'll see that 24 ride up at the front of the field, mixing it up and trying to park it back down here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, appreciate everything you guys do.
Absolutely, my boy. Absolutely, homie. Well, Jax, congratulations and good luck here in the Pro Late Models, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in another hour.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Jax Young as he comes home there in the top spot in these 358 modifieds, picking up the first checkered flag of the evening as we're going to pull in our second place finisher now, the 15 ride of Nicholas Ellie. Is Ellie coming home here in position number 2. Ellie having a great run and picking up that second position here in this one as we're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Nicholas, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yep, how's it going?
Oh, not too bad, man. A good run here, a good race. I mean, we saw quite a few caution flags. Took you a little while to, slowly but surely work your way up towards the front of the field here. But, inch by inch, you slowly picked away at it, slowly made those passes. You were able to jump up there and grab the second place finish here right behind your teammate in this one.
Yep, it was fun. Car was fast and points racing, so I didn't want to contest too hard for the lead.
Absolutely, man. Exactly. As you said, points racing, trying to, just continue getting those points and not, mess up your night or anyone else's night. Try to, stay, nice and clean out there on the racetrack. And here you are with another good run, another solid finish, coming home in position number 2, a solid 1-2 finish for Team Enemy. Man, what a run and what a crazy race as we saw this track continue to change and continue to get slicked off and farther and farther up into, corner number 1. We saw it get a little bit more treacherous up there as drivers were getting up into that outside wall and everything else. And it seemed like the track was starting to be really, really tough out there for you guys.
Yeah, it was definitely getting a little choppy. I can't thank all the guys back at Enemy enough. We put in a lot of time testing this week, and we really got these sets moving forward in the right direction. And just really happy with what we got going on over here, and we're really happy to have everyone on the team.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, Nick, congrats on another solid second place run, another podium finish here for yourself. Who would you like to thank here once again for another solid run in these 358 modifieds?
Just got to thank Billy Roberts at Gears Unlimited, Cameron Cormier at 4-2 Graphics, and all the guys back at Enemy, man. They put in a ton of work, and we got this thing moving in the right direction. So really proud of everyone, and thanks for everyone for all the support.
Beauty, Nick. Well, congrats on the second place run, my boy. Another great finish here. Hopefully, we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth throughout the next 2 races as another couple big races here at USA, and hopefully we'll see you guys back up here in the broadcast booth.
For sure.
Beauty, Nick. Congrats, and see you here maybe in another hour or so at the end of this Pro Late Models.
Looking forward to it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Nicholas Ellie as he comes home in that second position here in these 358 modifieds. A great run and a great drive there for that 15 ride as we're going to jump up into the broadcast booth now with our third place finisher, Blake Parsons, as Parsons comes home here in position number 2. A great run, or position number 3 here with a great run for Blake as Blake was able to work himself up into position number 3 after making some late passes and being able to come home here on the podium with a great run here in that 55 ride as we're going to pull him up here into the broadcast booth. Hey Blake, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yep.
Blake, my boy, a great run, a great drive there, man. A lot of caution flags, a lot of restarts, but slowly but surely you're able to, work your way up towards the front here, making a lot of passes and getting that 55 ride up and past a couple of those Enemy Racing rides and snagging that third spot away there from Schroyer and Stillwell with a great run and a lot of speed there. It seemed like you had a lot of, good speed, and you were hanging right there with Ellie and Jax throughout, the middle portion to the end of that race, as it looked like that car was really starting to work well out there on the racetrack.
Oh yeah, the car was coming in towards the end. a lot of gas at the start, so we were kind of slower. But when it started wearing off, it was really good. I thought I had a really good car to keep up with them enemy guys. They just know what they're doing with big blocks.
Absolutely, man. Well, that was a heck of a run, a heck of a drive there. As we saw you making some moves, slicing and dicing around the track there, trying to make these passes, going for the slide jobs and everything else, man. Putting on a show for us back there. But, man, Blake, a solid top 3 run, another podium finish here for yourself. Who would you like to thank here for such a good run in these 358 modifieds?
Yeah, I'd have to thank just Clayton for putting this on, making it fun for the drivers here. White Knuckle, they helped me out a lot with their amazing setups. Wade for getting the card looking nice, and just everyone at White Knuckle for letting me come on board with their setup shop and having good runs with them.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, congrats on a good run here in the 358 modifieds. Still got a couple more races left to go here, so hopefully, we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe a couple spots better, and down here in Victory Lane before the end of the evening.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a good one, and hopefully we'll see you here in about an hour after this Pro Late Model Series.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Blake Parsons coming home there in position number 3 in this one. A great run there for Blake, a good drive and a good finish there as he comes home there in position number 3 on the evening. As we're going to jump up here, we're going to see, I'm sure we're going to get this next race underway here right away, as there it is. The Pro Late Model's already out onto the racetrack. These drivers already loaded in, getting ready to go here as the Pro Lates up next here as our second race of the evening, about to get ready to rock and roll here. The second night about to get ready to go. This is week 1. I'm still A license. Okay, that's good. I thought I was going to lose my A license because I didn't even run a single official last season. I thought I was going to lose it. I thought I was going to lose that. But we didn't. We didn't. So that's good news. That's good news. I like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we get loaded in here to the sim, we're going to get a quick break in ourselves here as we're going to get ready to rock and roll for the second race of the evening. Bryce Dickinson coming in with that heart reaction. What is good, Brycey Bear? Jax Young coming in, showing that love as well, smashing that like. Yo, Kyle, it's Nick Ely. Okay, Ely. Okay, I got you. Nick Ely. My Canadianism comes out way too much. Kyle. Woo! Love me some racing. Let's go, Logan. Let's go, my boy. Who doesn't love some racing, baby? Who doesn't love some racing out here? Always awesome racing here on Peacemaker Gaming, my boys. These Pro Late Models out onto the racetrack. Looks like the checkered flag already out on practice. That means we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with a little bit of qualifying, single qualifying attempts as these drivers load into the sim. They're going to jump out here onto the racetrack. You see Rick Gibson in the 38 ride. We're going to lay down a quick lap time here in these Pro Late Models. Bear with me here, chat, real quick here. We got to quickly minimize iRacing here, and we got to close out of our SDK and open this bad boy back up. There we go. There we go, as Rick Gibson up into position number 2 right there on the speed charts. Chris Cox right now with the quickest lap time in that 5:15 ride as Cox, the fastest car out there in these pro late models right now. Corey Bragg there in position number 3. Nate Walker in 4th. Then we see Ethan Johnson there in position number 5 as Johnson. The 5th quickest lap time here in qualifying. We see Eddie Neal still out on the racetrack in the 3:18 ride as Neal looking to have a good run. Jax Young jumping up into position number 9 here. See Blake Parsons back out onto the racetrack in that white knuckle number 55 ride as Parsons looking to have a big run here as well. Trying to work that 55 up into a good starting position here. We'll have to see where that lines him up. We see Briggs Kiker out onto the racetrack as well. Hunter Livesay out there in the 97 ride. That Team 042 graphics machine looking pretty good out there on the racetrack. Blake Parsons going to come across the start-finish line this time here. We're going to have to see where that 55 ride lines up here. Waiting for that time to get registered for the 55 as maybe he got up into the wall there. Doesn't look like that lap is registered as of yet, so we'll have to see how he does on lap number 2 as he comes down the front straightaway. You can get a lap in here. There it is. Jumps up into that 10th position. Briggs Kiker jumps up into 13th. Blake Parsons still out there, but Briggs Kiker there in that 13th position looking to make a better run here. But he's going to get into the inside wall, almost go around there. You almost went around for the 7 ride. He's going to keep it rolling here, but that lap is not going to change, so he's going to stay right there in that 13th position as it looks like qualifying going to come to a close here in this one. As Chris Cox with the quickest lap time here in the 5:15 ride, having a great run as the 15 out in front here. The quickest lap time in qualifying. That means these drivers are going to be lining up behind him here in heat race number 1. We do have one driver still to qualify, that's Lynn Vitale, but we haven't seen Lynn jump out onto the racetrack here for their qualifying efforts, so we'll have to wait and see if Lynn can jump back out here. Damn Canadians, I know, right? Brycey Bear, I know, right, homie? These dang Canadians. These dang Canadians, brah. Dang Canadians. I don't know, it's just there's so many different ways that you can actually pronunciate, Ely's name. Ely, Ellie, I don't know. There's so many different ways because like EL is L up here in Canada. That's how a lot of that's like French. So it's L and then Y for the French is sometimes pronounced with like an E or it's just there's so many or an I and there's just so many different ways to pronunciate stuff up here in Canada, and it just kind of gets a little bit jumbled and a little bit messy out there at times as we're going to get all these drivers stacked back up. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing as our first heat race is going to get underway here as these drivers get loaded into the sim down here on the front stretch for our first heat race of the Pro Late Model Series. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button, and make sure y'all hit that heckin' subscribe button. If you're watching over on YouTube Gaming, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we continue to build over there, working on 300 subscribers over on the red site. MBJ Motorsports says, I'm rooting my brother on, Corey Bragg. Cheering on Corey Bragg. It's also pronounced Jax Yawn. Okay, so like he's yawning. Okay, so it's not like John, but with a Y. That's kind of what I've been saying. Yawn? Kind of what it's been. Kind of, I don't know. I thought I kind of had that one right, but maybe not. Jax Yawn. Hopefully I'm saying it right now. All right, as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 1 here in these Pro Late Models. Starting on the pole in this one in the 5:15, that is Chris Cox, Nate Walker there to his inside. Blake Parsons, Josh Anders, Anthony Vitale Jr., and Briggs Kiker rounding out the field as they're 3 wide back there for that 4th position. just for a quick moment as Anthony Vitale Jr. slides back to position number 6. Chris Cox, though, out in front as Cox leads the way here. Looking very, very stout early on in this one. Man, oh man, oh man, that 5:15 ride shot out of a cannon here to start heat race number 1 in the Pro Late Models. Blake Parsons there in position number 2 as Nate Walker there in third has the 18 ride. Well, did have the 18 ride of Josh Anders all over his back bumper. Anders got in pretty awkwardly there into corner number 3. That car a little bit bent out of shape there. See that right rear quarter panel messed up just ever so slightly there after tagging the outside wall. It's about a half a second back now behind that 122 ride of Nate Walker as Chris Cox continues to lead the way here, has about a 7/10 of a second lead now over Blake Parsons as Parsons there in position number 2, trying to hold off the hard-charging 122 ride of Nate Walker as Walker has that car pointing in the right direction. He's got a roll in here now as he's trying to reel in and trying to jump up behind that 55 ride. He's all over the back bumper there coming out of corner number 4. There's a little bit of contact there. The 55 gets up into the wall ever so slightly. That's going to leave the bottom side some more contact. They're going to roll off the racetrack here. Parsons is going to give that spot up, but he's going to try to battle back strong, as I'm sure he's not going to be very happy with that move down there on the bottom side of corner number 1 and 2. Chris Cox, though, loves to see it as those two continue to battle for position number 2. He continues to stretch his lead out as Cox now out to about a 1.3 second lead over that second place driver, Nate Walker. As Walker up into that second spot on the racetrack. Parsons right there in position number 3, but he's going to see his lead evaporate as the caution flag flies here. Anthony Vitale Jr. Gonna bring the caution flag out here late in heat race number 1 all by himself as the 21 ride sends it in here and just loses it right there through the middle of the corner and starts to go down the racetrack, gets into that inside wall. The 21 ride spins around, pointed the wrong direction, and stopped on the racetrack. Brings the caution flag out here in heat race number 1, and that's the last thing Chris Cox wanted to see was that caution flag, as that's going to bring Nate Walker, Blake Parsons, Josh Anders, Briggs Kiker right back to his rear bumper as he had a good demanding lead here late in this one, and now it's going to be a drag race to the finish as he's going to have a lot of hungry drivers right there nipping at his heels right on his back bumper. He's going to be looking for a big restart here in this one. Clayton Hack, Race Control, checking in here. How's everybody doing? Oh, you know we're always doing well, baby. You know we're always doing well up here in the broadcast booth, my boy. How is it going, Clayton? How you doing, my boy? How's your night going? Seems like you've had your hands full here a little bit so far tonight in this one as we got these drivers lined back up, stacked back up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here. Can that 5:15 ride of Chris Cox hold off the hard-charging 122 of Nate Walker? Blake Parsons right there, but a great restart out of Chris Cox as Cox out in front here. Some contact behind him. The 122 way up the racetrack as the 55 ride is going to take position number 2 away. A little bit more contact, but the caution flag is going to come back out. The caution flag back out in the air here for heat race number 1 as we'll take a look back and see what happens again, as it looks like maybe Anthony Vitale Jr. having some more issues here on this restart. He heads down to the inside here. Oh, licks that inside wall, goes upside down. A huge flip there for the 21 ride as he runs right into that pit wall down here and absolutely destroys that car. Absolutely destroys it here. Sends it in. Into the inside wall right there. Trying to cut over the grass. Unfortunately gets up into the inside wall, then into the outside wall. Goes upside down. You see that whole front nose tore off there. A lot of damage for that 21 ride here. Oh, man. That's a tough one right there for Anthony Vitale Jr. We'll get them all stacked back up, and we'll try this one all over again here. Sure, Blake Parsons, after making the move there, trying to take that second spot away from the 122 ride of Nate Walker. Walker may not have been happy about the contact that they got. It sent him up the racetrack and almost back into that 5th position as we're going to go back to green flag racing here. Some more contact. Those two continue to battle. The 55 ride is going to go around here. So Blake Parsons pointed the wrong direction. The caution flag is going to come right back out here on this restart. That's what we were talking about. It looked like him and Nate Walker, maybe after that contact on the last restart, maybe a little bit of not gonna give an inch here. These two are just leaning on each other, coming to this green flag, and they kind of get hooked together. And as they kind of get hooked together, the 7 ride of Kiker gets right underneath the 55 ride, spins him around, and Blake Parsons pointed the wrong direction, and that caution flag gonna come right back out. As we'll take a look at this one, as you can see the contact here between Walker and Parsons, and then Kiker gets right in the back of the 55. Spins him around, and the caution flag coming back out here. So we'll stack them back up here once again. It's Chris Cox out in front here, continuing to try to pick up this checkered flag here in heat race at number 1. Blake Parsons there in second, the 122, and Nate Walker there in third. You see the 18 of Josh Anders there in 4th. Anthony Vitale Jr. there in 5th. And Briggs Kiker there in position number 6. The lights are turned back off that official iRacing pace truck. We're going to get ready to set them back loose as this sun is setting down here around this USA International Speedway. Slowly but surely, the sunlight really starting to get real bright in these drivers' eyes here. May play a factor coming through some of these corners, or going into their mirrors here may be an issue, as it's getting pretty bright down here for these drivers. We're going to see that green flag back out in the air there. A little bit of a broken restart for the 515 rider. Chris Cox with a great restart there, getting a good jump here over the rest of the field. Already out to about a 7/10 of a second lead as Nate Walker in the 55 ride of Blake Parsons battle there for position number 2, side by side. Parsons goes for the big slide drop, the 122. Going to try to peek back down low underneath of him here at a corner number 4. As you see the 7 rider Kiker getting back around Josh Anders as the white flag flies here one more time around here in heat race number 1. You see the 121 slide up in front of that 55 ride. Parsons is going to go for the slider down here in corner number 3 and 4. They make some contact off the racetrack. Goes the 121 ride. A drag race back down the front straightaway as Chris Cox picks up the checkered flag in the 515. Blake Parsons going to come home in second. Nate Walker there in third. Briggs Kiker, Josh Anders, and Anthony Vitale Jr. bringing up the rear of the field there in heat race number 1. As we're going to get ready here for the second heat race in these pro late models as these drivers get loaded into the sim. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Looks like starting on the pole in this one in the 38 ride, that is Rick Gibson. Into his outside in the 11 ride, that is Ethan Johnson. Starting inside of row number 2 in the 57, that is Scott Schroyer. Into his outside in the 318, that is Eddie Neal. Bringing up the rear of the field in position number 5, that is the 99 ride, the Gears Unlimited Vitale Motorsports, number 99 of Billy Roberts, as it looks like Rick Gibson is going to choose to get an EOL here to start this heat race. So the Animal Racing number 38 is going to start back there in position number 5 here, and no Lynn Vitale out there on the racetrack. The 38 going to start here at the rear of the field. A bold move right there. Yo, MBJ Motorsports coming in with that share on this stream, saying Corey Diceman Bragg qualified 3rd overall. You will roll off on pole position in heat race number 3. Let's get
go.
it, yo. What is good, Justin? What is good, my boy, coming in showing that love. It's going good. Rough night. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the first race was a little bit rough. First heat race there was a little bit rough there as well. Rick Gibson missed the driver's meeting, so an EOL. Okay. So that's good to know. That's good to know. It wasn't by choice. It was by, enforcing the rules, man. He missed that driver's meeting and gets the EOL. He knew the rules. He played with fire, and he got burned here in this one. So the 38
Let's
ride going to
go.
start back there in position number 5. I would like to race with you sometime, man. Justin, absolutely, my boy. Sometime we'll get back behind the wheel and we'll get some laps in at some point, my boy. We'll get some laps in at some point. Yo, Anthony Watkins coming in, smashing that like as well. What is good, Anthony, is we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here. Heat race number 3 about to get underway. I don't know what's going on here. We're a little bit laggy right now. That's interesting. Go as everything back in good condition here as we're gonna get ready to go green flag racing. A little messed up here as looks like Billy Roberts is gonna start us off here in that pole position. Scott Schroyer there in position number 2. We see Eddie Neal, Rick Gibson, and Ethan Johnson rounding out the field here as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Heat race number 2 about to get underway. Scott Schroyer, Billy Roberts on that front row. Going to get ready for the green flag here. No. Looks like we're going to get another caution lap here. Lights are going to stay on that official iRacing pace truck here. So another caution flag. All right, looks like the lights are turned off that pace truck this time, so looks like maybe we'll get rocking and rolling this time around here. Ethan Johnson as well getting that EOL starting at the rear. Okay. I figured on that one, man. So a tough break there for the 38 and the 11 run as they both get those EOLs starting at the rear of the field, man. A tough break for both those drivers, but luckily enough, there's only 5 cars here in heat race number 2, so they can try to quickly work their way up towards the front as we're going to see that green flag fly here on heat race number 2. The green flag quickly out in the air here for Scott Schroyer as Schroyer out in front leads the way down into corner number 2 and down the backstretch with a big lead here up to about a 7/10 of a second lead for that Animal Racing number 57. Eddie Neal there in position number 2 as Rick Gibson's going to slide up in front of the 99 right of Billy Roberts. So Roberts back into 4th as Rick Gibson jumps up into position number 3 in that victorious Invictus number 38 ride, that Animal Racing number 38 ride up into position number 3, and he's trying to hunt down Eddie Neal there in the 318 ride as that Gears Unlimited Outlaw Racing League number 318 machine there in position number 2. Keeping right up, keeping pace here with Scott Schroyer as Schroyer out in front, continuing to lead the way here. Schroyer trying to run away here with heat race number 2, trying to park that ride down here in victory lane. He's got a good size lead, 6/10 of a second over Eddie Neal. Neal holding on right there in position number 2. These guys continue to duke it out. Rick Gibson trying to close the gap there on them. You see Ethan Johnson now jumping up and taking position number 4 away from Billy Roberts. So Roberts, unfortunately, sliding back into position number 5 in that A&J Landscaping number 99 ride back there into position number 5 on the racetrack as Schroyer out in front here. Looking very, very stout here once again. Looking very good. He looked very good early on in the 358 modifieds, and here he is looking very good in these pro late models here at USA International Speedway. Eddie Neal trying to track him in though, slowly but surely closing that gap, slowly catching up here to the back bumper of that 57 ride. Rick Gibson there in position number 3, starting to have the 11 rider. Ethan Johnson catch up to his back bumper. Johnson tries to reel in that 38 ride slowly but surely. Closing in on him, but the laps continue to click down as Scott Schroyer down into corner number 3, and out of corner number 4. He's going to see that white flag fly as a big slider there out of the 38 ride. Gibson's going to jump up and take position. Number 2 away from the 318. Here comes Ethan Johnson and Schroyer down the backstretch here. One more time in heat race number 2. The battle, though, is back there for that second, third, fourth position. As those guys, you can throw a blanket over them. Out of corner number 4, we're going to see the 57 of Scott Schroyer pick up heat race win number 2. Rick Gibson coming home in second. Ethan Johnson there in third. Eddie Neal sliding back to fourth. And Billy Roberts coming home there in position number 5. And what a run and what a race there in heat race number 2, as we're going to get ready here quickly for heat race number 3 as these drivers get loaded into the sim. You see that sun continuing to set here over USA International Speedway. The lights are going to have to turn on here shortly as these guys are going to be down and under the dark light conditions as it's starting to get a little bit dark down there on the racetrack. As we're going to get ready here for the starting lineup. Starting on the pole in the 00 ride, that is Corey Bragg. Going to be starting down to his inside as Bragg choosing the outside here to start this heat race. To his inside now, starting in position number 2, that is Nicholas Ely. As Ely going to start there in position number 2. Starting in position number 3 on the inside of row number 2, it's the 24 ride of Jax Yon. And to his outside in the 213, that is Michael Vitale. And bringing up the rear of the field in the 97 ride, that is Hunter Livesay. As Livesay going to start there in that 5th position as 5 more drivers getting ready to go to battle here. We're going to see that green flag back out in the air in a good restart here by the top 3 drivers as you see the 24 ride of Jax Yon already up to the high side here, all over the back bumper of his teammate as Ely trying to jump up and find a way to get around Corey Bragg as Bragg leads him down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to lead lap number 1 as Corey Bragg out in front here, leading a pair of those enemy motorsports rides right there behind him. Michael Vitale trying to stay right on the back bumper here of Jax Yon as Yon right there in position number 3, but now jumping down to the bottom side here, trying to find a way to get around that 15 right, his teammate, as he's going to slide up in front of him and he's going to take that second spot away. So now Jax Yon up into position number 2 as Nicholas Ely there into position number 3. Corey Bragg, though, still out in front here, continuing to lead the way, but Jan going to try to jump right there to his back bumper as a big run. Corner number 3 and 4, but he slides up the racetrack that opened up the door just ever so slightly for the 15 ride. Now his teammate trying to battle back to his inside, side by side. That's exactly what Corey Bragg wants to see right there behind him. He wants to see those two duke it out for position number 2 as he tries to open up his lead more and more and more. But man, oh man, Jax Yon sticking right there with him, about 0.3 of a second behind that 00 ride. Trying to stay mistake-free as that 24 continues to search around the racetrack, trying to find some different lines, trying to find some different ways to jump up and find some extra little bit of speed to find a way to maybe get around that 00. A big run that time through the bottom side of the racetrack there for Jax as Jax closes the gap ever so slightly. Only about a car length between them down into corner number 1. Corey Bragg continuing to lead the way here, continuing to try to keep that number 24 ride at bay as Jax down low once again here through 3 and 4, almost pulls door to door with them. Jax really finding something down there on the bottom side through corner number 3 and 4 here. Looking for a big run out of corner number 2. If he can stay down on the bottom side, he might be able to find something here to find a way to get around that 00 as he heads down to the inside here. In corner number 3 and 4 again, out of corner number 4. They're going to be side by side here as the white flag flies one more time around for Corey Bragg. But Jax Young down to the inside is going to slide up in front of him. The 00 now down to the bottom side. Corey Bragg there to the inside here, looking to try to take that lead back away. He's going to slide up in front of the 24. Jax is going to cut back down underneath of him. A drag race back to the start-finish line, and Jax Young is going to pick up heat race win number 2. Actually, heat race number 3 here as Corey Bragg coming home in second. Nicholas Ely coming home there in third. And we saw Michael Vitale there in fourth. And man, oh man, Hunter Lionsay coming home there in fifth as those guys had a good front row seat at some crazy action. As man, what a heat race right there between Jax Young and Corey Bragg, as those two absolutely put on a crazy race for us right there in heat race number 2 as these drivers, they're going to get loaded up here on the backstretch of the racetrack. They're going to get ready to go for a little bit of practice here on the racetrack. Man, what a race. That was crazy. Mind if I jump up and say, hey, absolutely, Clayton. Absolutely, my boy. Absolutely. Get on up here, homie. Get on up here. Jordan Dye coming up, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, Jordan? MBJ Motorsports coming in, smashing that like on the stream as well. How you doing, MBJ, man? What a race. What a heat race right there as those two put on a heck of a show. One crazy race there for us at the front of the field there in heat race number 2, man. That was crazy. Clayton, my boy, I see you up here in the broadcast booth. How you doing, homie? How's it going here tonight?
Oh man, it's been a rough start, but hopefully these late models, I know we've had a couple updates recently that have tightened these things up even more. Hopefully these guys can, be patient. We didn't see a lot of patience in the 358 race, unfortunately. We didn't see like I said, sorry, I had to make an announcement there, but we didn't see much patience in the 358 race, and it's kind of frustrating to watch. These guys got tons of talent, but I don't know if it's the weekly winnings or what, but man, there's not a lot of respect going on. Once we go green in the features, it gets pretty hectic. So hopefully these guys can settle in and run 40 good laps. If we can run a feature that looks as good as that last heat race right there, I think we'll put on a heck of a show and have for once a good late model feature.
Absolutely, man. That heat race was absolutely wicked to watch. If we could see racing action like that on a consistent basis more and more and more, man, that would be wicked to see. And I mean, as much as we always like watching crashes, man, sometimes just the single car crashes are a little bit tedious, and I'm sure these drivers feel the same way. And then more cautions that we get for just drivers making mistakes or not showing that respect as you were talking about. More caution flags means some of these drivers probably losing a little bit of focus, and then as they start to lose focus, they start to make those mistakes, and then just kind of snowballs. So just makes your job that much harder out there.
Yeah, for sure, and it's kind of painful to see some of our season 1 guys starting to leave, just getting fed up with it. So hopefully these guys can turn it around. I mean, I understand, more than half the field is new to Outlaw. The season 1 guys, 90% of the time aren't causing the problems. It's, not to point fingers, but everybody's kind of still new here. Well, the new ones still got to get used to everything, and hopefully we can see them, mesh together with those season 1 guys and put together a hell of a field. But we still got a little bit of work to do to get there, that's for sure.
Absolutely, my boy. I have no doubt you guys will get there. I have no doubt that you guys will be primed and ready here and get these guys under control and get things, back into, good working condition and make sure that everyone's on the same page and everyone shows that respect and everything else. And I'm sure we'll see some more great racing action like we normally do towards, the front of the field. The top 5, top 10 cars usually put on a great show for us, man. And I'm sure the more and more these weeks go by, the more and more these drivers get used to running with each other and the respect continues to build between them. I'm sure we'll see some more great racing action.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for the show as always, man. Had it pulled up here on the extra TV. It's looking good, brother. So I'm gonna head back to race control, but thanks for the show, man, and tune in. This one might be a good one.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, good luck and have fun out there, and enjoy another wicked night of racing action.
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Give it up there for Clayton Hack, our race control, jumping in, giving us a little bit of an update, trying to keep these drivers in check here as we're going to get ready for our A main feature event for these pro late models. As these pro late models out on the racetrack, we're going to get ready to go green flag racing. Starting on the pole in the 24 ride, that is Jax Yon. As Yon going to start here from that pole position to his outside in the 55, that is Blake Parsons. Then we see the 57 of Scott Schroyer starting there in third. Chris Cox to his outside. Corey Bragg there in sixth. The 38 of Rick Gibson there in fifth. Ethan Johnson, Nate Walker, Briggs Kiker, Nicholas Ely, Michael Vitale, Eddie Neal, Josh Anders, Anthony Vitale, and everybody else, as we're going to end the anticipation with our feature presentation. And quickly, we're under the caution flag here as a couple drivers trying to jump back out onto the racetrack here. Eddie Neal having some issues in that 318, taking the green flag here as caution flag going to quickly come out here in this one. We'll take a look and see what happens here as 318, a little bit slow. Looks like Anthony Vitale getting into the back of him. Oh, going upside down there. Never mind, I thought that was just an easy little spin, but the 318 ride going upside down right at the start-finish line, taking the green flag here in the A main. So we'll take another look at that one as, man, a tough break there for Eddie Neal. Looks like just getting onto the gas there, and the 21 ride gets underneath of him, and just that rear end up kind of gets loose, gets a little contact himself from behind, and spins that 318 ride around and upside down. So tough break there. This 318 machine just trying to hold on to it. Unfortunately, nothing he could really do there. And this racetrack creating some beautiful scenes out here. See a bunch of those team enemy rides all right there bunched up together as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing, the 24 ride. They're in position number 2 as it looks like they're going to give the lead there to the 55 ride of Blake Parsons. So Parsons going to be our race leader. Jax Young, Scott Schroyer, Chris Cox, and Rick Gibson, our top 5 out there on the racetrack. Corey Bragg there in 6th. Nate Walker, Ethan Johnson, Nicholas Ely, and Briggs Kiker rounding out our top 10. Then we see Michael Vitale, Josh Anders, Hunter Livesay, Anthony Vitale Jr., Eddie Neal, and then it looks like no Lynn Vitale or Billy Roberts starting this A main. So no Billy Roberts out there, no Lynn Vitale. So a couple drivers unfortunately not making the start of this one. So 15 drivers making up the field here. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing, the 55 ride up. Blake Parsons out in front here, looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. Jax Yon right there behind him, looking to try to make it 5 wins in a row as the 24 ride looked very, very good. A great battle to be able to pick up the win there in heat race number 3. He's going to be looking to recreate that move and retake the lead away here and run away with yet again another checkered flag as the green flag back out into the air. Everyone nice and easy here through corner number 1 and 2. A couple of drivers sliding around there. Some drivers trying to move forward, but out in front, it's still that 55 of Blake Parsons continuing to lead the way. You see some drivers up through the middle, some drivers still using the bottom side here. Looks like everyone's going to run the middle here through corner number 1 and 2 as Corey Bragg all over the back bumper here of Chris Cox. Cox has the 38 of Rick Gibson to his inside, as well as Gibson trying to stay down there on the bottom side as Jackson continues to work on the back bumper here of Blake Parsons. Scott Schroyer right there. He's got a good view of those leaders there, but now he's got the 515 of Cox right there. Taking a look to his inside, the 38 right there as well. Now Corey Bragg has Ethan Johnson all over his rear end. Same with Nicholas Ely, as Ely right there looking to poke some fun into that one. As the 38 slides up the racetrack, gets up in front of the 00. That's going to open up the door on the bottom side here for the 11. So Ethan Johnson trying to crack his way up inside the top 5 here. Jackson trying to close the door there on the 57 ride of Scott Schroyer as Schroyer was looking down low, and up the racetrack goes Blake Parsons. Here comes the 24. A drag race down the front straightaway. Jax getting a little bit loose. Some contact to his rear bumper, and the caution flag is going to fly here. Oh man, Chris Cox was coming on strong there. So wasn't Scott Schroyer. As Jax getting a little bit loose there after coming out of corner number 4, almost making contact with our race leader as they were door to door. Caution flag coming out here as it looks like Nate Walker, unfortunately. Nate's going to go around here and bring out our second caution flag of this feature event. Looks like the 18 ride of Anders just gets into him, spins him around. The 7 and the 97. Both getting squirrely there, trying to avoid him as Nate unfortunately taking that ride off the racetrack here. You'll see that 122 ride, just a little bit of contact right there, gets spun around, then kind of gets hooked in with that 18 ride up into the outside wall there, and a tough break for Nate Walker. He's took that ride back down pit side here. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. The 55 ride of Blake Parsons out in front. Jax Young there in position number 2. Jan right there in that second spot with Scott Schroyer in third. Chris Cox there in fourth. Rick Gibson there in position number 5 with Ethan Johnson, Corey Bragg, Michael Vitale, Nicholas Ely, and Josh Anders rounding out our top 10. So we're going to get these drivers stacked up. We're going to get them ready to set back loose as we're going to jump into a Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up. So ladies and gentlemen, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we're going to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. flag coming out. The 38 rider Rick Gibson goes upside down after some hard contact there. The 24 ride, and the caution flag coming out, a big one down the backstretch. So we'll take a look back and see what happens here as Rick Gibson was on the move up towards the front of the field here, trying to jump up and take that second spot away from Jax Yon. Unfortunately for Rick, some contact being made here. He's out of corner number 4. He's down low underneath the 24 ride. They just kind of come together, and up into the outside wall goes the 38. Jack's getting in there, the 00 ride. Corey Bragg getting a piece of him as well. You see that rear end all busted up there. That 38 ride going for a bit of a spill. We'll play it back just a little bit here again and see what happens as, man, a tough break there for the 38 ride is. Trying to hang on to it, just gets hooked right there into that outside wall. Then just nothing he can do here. Oh, tough break there for Rick as he was having a great run. Had that 38 ride up there into position number 2, and that's not the spot you want to be. That's not where you want to be looking, is up there at the outside sky after getting some contact. Is, you know, that's never going to turn out well here. Is contact right there, then up into the wall. 24 ride with some pretty heavy damage there as well. Scott Schroyer has the 38 ride basically land on him here. The 00 getting a big piece of him right there, launching him up into the air. So some heavy damage as well to Corey Bragg as 38 ride just trying to hang on and get that car checked up here. It's a ton of damage there to him and just continues to fly around here. Oof. Tough break there. That 38 machine as he's parked down pit side. He's going to get rolling, though, back out onto the racetrack after getting that car fixed. And back out onto the track here. Man, a tough break at the front of the field. That's exactly what Blake Parsons wanted to see, though, is that's going to take the 24 ride back to the rear of the field. Rick Gibson going to slide back there as well as 2 very fast drivers right there behind him as we're going to get the green flag back out in the air here. So Blake Parsons out in front all by himself now. He's got Scott Schroyer right there in position number 2, trying to pull away from the 57 ride quickly here in this one. Ethan Johnson right there in 3rd. And Nicholas Ely there in position number 4. Corey Bragg still out on the racetrack in that 00 ride as he's in position number 5 now. Michael Vitale there in position number 6 with Chris Cox there in 7th as Cox gets a little bit of contact. He's going to go around. He's going to go upside down. There goes Hunter Livesay and Briggs Kiker getting collected in that one. And another big wreck down the backstretch here, or in corner number 1 here. The caution flag going to come back out once again. It looked like a little bit of contact here between Chris Cox in the 18 ride. Josh Anders. Anders just gets up the track a little bit, gets into Chris Cox. Cox slides up the racetrack, right into that high groove, stopped on the racetrack. Nowhere to go for Hunter or Briggs Kiker as Kiker gets right in there as well. Nowhere to go for these guys as they just drive right into it here. Briggs just nowhere to go. Gets just off the gas there, but couldn't get off the gas quick enough as Hunter Livesay gets into him, drives into the rear of him there, and man, a big wreck here for a couple more drivers trying to have a good solid night here. Oh man, an unfortunate break there for the 97 ride going upside down, ended up on his lid. Saw 21 ride as well getting collected in that one as Anthony Vitale Jr. getting some big damage there. You see Chris Cox headed down pit side. He's going to get some work done to that ride. Hunter Livesay parked down pit side in that 4-2 graphics Team Zero machine down there. Parked pit side as it looks like Jax Yon has already taken his ride off the track there and loaded up that Pro late model for the 24 ride. So it doesn't look like Jax Yon is going to be able to pick up heat race or feature race win number 5 in a row here. He's won 4 of the last 5 now, as new race winner going to be up here in the broadcast booth at the end of this one. We haven't talked to a new race winner in a few races here in the league, so it'd be good to see that a new car up here down in victory lane. So unfortunate break though for Jax Young, as he was on a heck of a roll and a heck of a drive here. Unfortunately, taking that car off the racetrack, it's going to be back there. All right, as we're going to get ready to go back, the green flag racing. Blake Parsons been out in front all night long. This 55 ride's been very, very stout in these pro late models, and here he is once again leading the way.
Let's go
in this one. So 55 ride looking to have a good run here, as the green flag going to come back out here looking for a big restart over Scott Schroyer. Schroyer hanging right there with them though. Schroyer with a good restart, trying to stay right there with that 55 ride as this racetrack continues to slick up. It's continuing to get harder and harder as we're just over halfway through this race. See these guys starting to slip and slide around a little bit more. The 55 ride way up on the high side of the racetrack. You see the 11 of Ethan Johnson still running the bottom side here, down in 3 and 4. So it looks like there's still quite a bit down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. See the 11 ride all over Scott Schroyer here. Schroyer sticking right there with Blake Parsons. Parsons continues to lead the way here. Continues to run that extreme high side way up there against that outside berm. You see a couple of those team enemy rides right there in 3rd and 4th as Corey Bragg in the double zero ride up into position number 5 here. He's hanging right there with these guys, waiting for these guys to start to mix it up. You see Josh Anders trying to reel those guys in, as well as he's the first car back here, kind of sprung out in between as Rick Gibson in the 38, who was super fast early on here, got in that wreck there not too long ago with Jax, and unfortunately had to restart at the rear of the field. He's already back up into position number 7 here. So that 38 ride trying to work himself up towards the front of the field. So is it Chris Cox. Cox is right there with them. We see a little bit of a 3-car battle here in the front of the field. The 11 ride gonna go 3 wide. Here's some contact as Scott Schroyer gets into him just a little bit. Blake Parsons having some competition here in the front of the field as Ethan Johnson and Scott Schroyer starting to mix it up here, starting to make some things happen at the front of the pack. Ethan Johnson showing a ton of speed here. That 55 ride way up the racetrack, leaving the middle and the bottom side open. Has opened the door here for a couple good looks down low underneath of them from that 57 and the 11 ride. Nicholas Ely right there, ready to pounce, ready to make some moves as well, as he's right there in 4th. As he's kind of just letting these guys duke it out, but he's going to be ready to jump up and try to make something happen here late in this one. Corey Bragg trying to hang there with him, as well as here comes Josh Anders, as Anders has been able to close the gap between himself and that double zero ride. Anders is coming on strong here late in this one. So is it Corey Bragg. Is Bragg right there in position number 5, trying to hold on to that 5th position. Rick Gibson up there to their back bumper as well. Gibson still working the bottom side here of the racetrack. Still finding a ton of speed down there as he's able to stick right with that 18 rider Josh Anders down the bottom side of the racetrack. Some contact between Corey Bragg and the 18. Bragg's going to go upside down, and the caution flag is going to come back out. Corey Bragg upside down here in corner number 1 and 2 after some hard contact between him and Josh Anders. It's the caution flag going to come back out in a heartbreaker there for Corey Bragg. As Bragg there in position number 5, trying to battle hard here with that number 18. Just looks like the 18 unfortunately gets in there a little bit too deep, gets into his back bumper, spins him around, and rips it right up into the outside wall. And unfortunately that nose cone of the 18 basically acts as a shovel and scoops that double zero ride right up into the air and rolls him over upside down, and parked there upside down. Definitely not where he wants to be, so a tough break there We'll get a good look at it here from the rear view mirror as just sends it in there. It looked like he maybe thought he had a hole there on the high side, and unfortunately just did not have that hole, but it looked like he was going to try to shoot it in there. Maybe thought he could jump up to the outside of the 00. Oh. Tough break there for Corey Bragg. He's parked down pit side now, getting some work done to that ride. The 18 of Josh Anders is going to get an EOL here, so he's going to get put to the rear of the field here as well. Well, tough break for both of those guys as they are both having some good runs, both up inside the top 6 there. Unfortunately, battling for position number 5. The contact being made, and that's going to put a damper on both of their nights as we're going to get these drivers stacked back up, line back up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here as the lights turn off that official iRacing base truck. Blake Parsons still out in front. Scott Schroyer right there in position number 2. Ethan Johnson there in that 3rd spot on the racetrack with Nicholas Ely right there in position number 4, and Rick Gibson in the 38 ride back up inside the top 5. Chris Cox in 6th, Eddie Neal in 7th, Michael Vitale in 8th, Anthony Vitale Jr. there in 9th. I do believe it is Hunter Livesay rounding out our top 10 there in the 97 ride. Josh Anders, Briggs Kiker rounding out the cars. Still out there on the racetrack is Corey Bragg, still parked down pit side as we're going to see the base truck make the hard left-hand turn, and we're going to set these drivers back loose as the green flag back out in the air here once again. Green flag coming back out. You see Ethan Johnson already trying to make a 3 wide here as they're 3 wide once again at the front of the field. The 11 wide all the way down on the extreme bottom side. Scott Schroyer right there, but that high side momentum paying off for the 55, but the 11's going to push up on to the middle here. Here comes Rick Gibson, some contact. The 57 ride trying to keep it together. Rick Gibson collected. Around goes the 11 ride. Scott Schroyer upside down. Some heavy contact. There goes Ethan Johnson, also upside down, and it's a parking lot down here in corner number 1. Anthony Vitale Jr. upside down in the 21 ride. Michael Vitale with some heavy damage. Eddie Neal in that as well, and the caution flag going to come back out as some heavy contact as they were headed down the front straightaway there. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Things are just starting to heat up here at the front of the field, and unfortunately, that contact as Ethan Johnson throws it up the racetrack here, makes it 3, almost 4 wide off the corner as the 38 ride's going to poke his nose into this fun as well. Let me see if we can get a good look at this one as we're going to jump onto the spotter stand here and give him a little bit 3 wide with the 55 ride. Right there, kind of comes down the racetrack just a little bit here. 11 kind of comes up, the 55 kind of comes down. They make that little bit of contact, and it shoves the front nose up to the bottom of the racetrack into the 57. Gets the 11 ride all bent out of shape, then it gets the 57 out of shape. They come together again. They bounce off each other. The 11 ride up into his teammate there, Nicholas Ely. He comes back down the racetrack, hits the 57 to ride again, which puts the 38 into the inside wall. Then they slide up the racetrack here, and then right in front of the rest of the field, Chris Cox in there, Michael Vitale, Eddie Neal, the 21 ride of Anthony Vitale Jr., 5-6 cars right there, hard into the outside wall. A lot of contact, a lot of damage. See Briggs Kiker come in, collects that 21 ride, puts the 21 upside down as the 11 flying through the air. Man, oh man, oh man, that was a bit of a crazy wreck right there, chat. A lot of damage, a lot of tore up vehicles there as we'll watch that one at full speed here. That creates the parking lot down there in corner number 1. Wowzers. Okay, well, we're going to get these drivers stacked back up, and we're going to try it again. The 11 ride back out onto the racetrack there of Ethan Johnson, but out in front, Blake Parsons still leading the way here. Scott Schroyer somehow with that car all tore up there in second. Nicholas Ely with a little bit of damage there, as well as Ely there in position number 3. Now Rick Gibson there in 4th. Chris Cox there in 5th. As we're going to see that green flag back out in the air here once again, as the green flag flying here once again for Blake Parsons. Parsons leads the way as Scott Schroyer right there behind him. Here comes Rick Gibson down on the bottom side of the racetrack. It's Gibson in that Animal Racing number 38 ride looking to have a big run, but here comes the 15 as Nicholas Ely's been activated. Here he comes now towards the front of the field, goes for the slider over Scott Schroyer, so move the 15 right. Now up into position number 2. He's got his eyes set at the front of the field here. Rick Gibson sticking down on the bottom side here. He's been the one driver down low all night long and working through the field here. Comes the 11 ride of Ethan Johnson. He says, I'm not done yet. There's still some more laps to get her done here. And here he is back up into position number 7 after passing 5 cars out there on the racetrack, and he's got about 6 more there in front of him that he's going to jump up and try to get around. And Scott Schroyer now under attack here as the 38 ride down to his inside, going to make that pass here for position number 3 as Nicholas Ely going to jump up and go for the slide job in corner number 4 to try to take the lead away. A big run there, some contact. Around goes the 55 up into the outside wall. And the caution flag is going to fly once again. Holy moly. The 55 ride of Blake Parsons, our race leader here all night long, has had these drivers right there nipping on his back heels here, nipping on his back bumper. And unfortunately, looks like this one is not going to go in favor of Blake Parsons, but it looks like the caution flag might have came out just prior to that, as you see the 21 ride get up into the opening wall there. He's going to go around, go upside down there all by himself down the backstretch. We also see the 318 ride. Contact right here from the 213 spins him around. So about 3 wrecks all at the same time here on the racetrack. Anthony Vitale Jr. goes upside down in quarter number 3. Eddie Neal goes around there in quarter number 4. And then Blake Parsons and the 15 ride of Nicholas Ely come together here. Looks like they run out of racing room and they come together. Left rear kind of hooks into the 15 ride. They get up into the outside wall and then he gets stuck up into the catch fence there. Take another look at this one. No, we want Blake Parsons here. There we go. It looks like Parsons comes off the racetrack. Thought he was clear that 15 ride, and unfortunately he was not clear of him. That's going to stick him right up into that outside fence. Nowhere to go there. As Nicholas Ely trying to just stay out in front here. Looked to have a good run, but we'll take a look right here from the left front. Can't quite tell there on that one, but let's play it back here and see where that contact was made. As tough one for our race leaders there, as we're gonna get them stacked back up. We're gonna get ready to go back to green flag racing. Nicholas Ely gonna stay out in front here. He was able to take that lead away, and then unfortunately for Blake Parsons, parked down pit side here as Scott Schroyer there in 2nd, the 38 rider Rick Gibson there in 3rd. Josh Anders up into 4th, is now back up inside the top 5 is Ethan Johnson, as Johnson there into 5th position. Michael Vitale there in position number 6 with Hunter Livesay there in position number 7. Briggs Kiker in 8th, Eddie Neal there in 9th. Anthony Vitale Jr., Blake Parsons, and the 515 of Chris Cox there in 11th and 12th, as we're going to go back to green flag racing. As the green flag back out the air here, 4 more laps left to go, and the caution flag coming right back out here. The 213 of Michael Vitale going upside down, and the caution flag going to come right back out quickly in this one. There's a little bit of a broken restart here. I'm not sure what happens. Maybe Ethan Johnson trying to jump this start kind of deal, gets a little bit of contact there with the 18, kind of just stacks everybody up there. And 213 and Briggs Kiker come together there, almost like we saw our leaders just beforehand. It's like Michael trying to come up the racetrack there, and unfortunately was not clear of that 7 ride right there. 7 can't go any farther to the right as he was already up into the outside wall, and Mattel gets spun around and then hard upside down into that catch fence. Luckily enough, he keeps on rolling here. But another caution flag coming out late in this one as the 0-0 ride of Corey Bragg back out onto the racetrack. So good to see Corey back out there. He's going to get a couple more laps in there. The 0-0 still out on the racetrack, so good to see that. Chris Cox back down pit side getting some work done to the 12 ride as Anthony Vitale Jr. there in 11th as Blake Parsons back up inside the top 10 here as he's got a lot of ground to make up and not a laps to get it done here as he's going to try to at least salvage a decent top 10 finish, maybe try to work himself up inside the top 5 here. So we're going to get him stacked back up and we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Nicholas Ely out in front here, leading the way in that 15 ride. Pretty sure everyone has stage 4. Oh yeah, Demolition Derby, just a little bit out there. Skylar, a little bit out there. Gonna be a lot of busy crews fixing these cars. Oh man, I can only imagine. Those wrenches are just flying, man. The hands are all over the place. These crews are just going absolutely crazy. Shit show 55 and 18 couldn't drive a hot nail in a snowman's ass. Nathan, my boy, it is what it is, homie. It is what it is. Oh, a tough one out there for these drivers here tonight, man. Another tough one is we're going to see if this one can get finished off as the 15 ride out in front. Nicholas Ely leading the way here. We're going to see that green flag come back out of Scott Schroyer and Rick Gibson there in second and third as the green flag back out in the air. 3 more laps left to go here in our Pro Late Model A main feature event presented by Gears Unlimited here for the Outlaw Racing League as Rick Gibson down on the bottom side. Still working the bottom side to absolute perfection here as everyone else has been right around the middle to the high side of the racetrack. Gibson's been one of those drivers right down on the bottom side here as we're going to see 2 more laps left to go. Here comes Gibson to the front of the field. A big run down on the bottom side here. It's a drag race at the front between him and Nicholas Ely down into corner number 3. Rick Gibson looking to try and pick up this checkered flag. Ethan Johnson up into third here. Johnson with a big run here as well. He's going to jump up and he's going to try to make this a 3-car battle as the white flag flies. One more time around here for Rick Gibson as he jumps up and takes this lead away. But here comes the team enemy, numbers 11 and the 15 down to the bottom side. Some contact. The 38 gets some contact there with the 11 ride. As Johnson gets into him up around the high side, goes Nicholas Ely, and Ely is going to pick up the checkered flag here in this one. After some contact with Rick Gibson, as Gibson led them down the backstretch. Ethan Johnson drives down into the side of him, makes some contact, gets some loose, slides up the racetrack, allowing the 15 ride to drive around the high side and take this win away from Rick Gibson. Josh Anders jumping up there into position number 3 in the 18 ride. Blake Parsons with a good comeback as well as he was able to work himself up into position number 4. As holy moly, he couldn't ask for much more as we'll take a look back here on this final little bit as man, oh man, oh man, Ethan Johnson sent it in there in that 11 ride. Down the backstretch as they come down into corner number 1. He gets a big run here, sticks right to his teammate's rear bumper. They both get a good run down the backstretch on the 38 ride. You can see the 15 thinking about going down low, but the 11 ride decides to, and the 38 already running the bottom side. They make that contact right there, which gets Rick Gibson really loose. He can't hang with the 15 as he drives around the outside and pulls away as some more contact after that as he kind of wrecked a little bit here afterwards as the 11 ride definitely slow on the racetrack after that contact. See the 57 of Schroyer is going to try to peek underneath of him. get into the side of him and spin him around. Carson's just getting by. Greg getting by, everyone else going by him as well there. Man, a crazy finish to this one. And Nicholas Ely out in front here, picking up the checkered flag in our second feature event of the evening, man. What a race, man. What a crazy finish, man. That was a little bit nuts. That was a... Woo-wee! Holy moly. These guys were throwing everything and the kitchen sink there into this one. As our second race of the evening coming to a close, we're going to jump up into the broadcast booth here with our race winner of Nicholas Ely as he comes home in the top spot. Hey, Nicholas, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Nicholas, my boy, take us back through this one, as that was a crazy, crazy race, man. For a little bit, we had some good green flag runs. But there at the end, we saw quite a few caution flags, and we saw a lot of contact out there as everyone was trying to pick up this checkered flag. Right there at the end, you saw Rick Gibson get down underneath of you. He had a great car down there on the bottom side all night long, right through the slick stuff. Was able to take the lead away, and then you and your teammate Ethan Johnson both get a good run off corner number 2 down the backstretch. You looked like you were going to decide whether to take the high side or the bottom side. You decided to take the high side. Your teammate takes the bottom side, makes that contact there with Gibson. You're able to drive around the high side of him there and pick up the victory in this one, man. Take us back through those final few laps and what was going through your mind there as you guys were mixing it up there at the front of the field.
Yeah, I knew my car was pretty wrecked from that caution that we got into with Parsons there, and I was just trying to hold on for the lead, and it just it's one of them deals where it was I wish Ethan wouldn't have drove it in there and kind of hit him like that. I wish we could have raced it out and seen what happened, but he had a run and he said he got on the brakes, and it's a racing deal, I guess, at that point. But I feel really bad for him. He had a really good car and he was really competitive. So huge shout out to him. Good run for him. Makes us kind of look bad at enemy, but yeah, really good run for him. And we had a really good car. If we wouldn't have got caught up in the damage, I don't think that would have ever happened. So I mean, it's just one of them deals. I think we have a fresh car that we pull away. So good run to everyone, and thanks to everyone at enemy.
Absolutely, man. That was a bit of a crazy finish, a bit of a crazy race here once again, man. But you're able to end up on the top spot here, picking up that checkered flag. And obviously whatever happened there between your teammate and that 38 ride really didn't have anything to do with you, as you were just up there on the high side trying to get a big run there and drag race the 38 ride back to the start-finish line. Not like you could have seen what was going to happen down there on the bottom side there, as man, it would have been great to see you guys duke it out and see that run down, between the two of you guys down to the start-finish line, and if we could have got a photo finish there. But nonetheless, you're able to pick up the checkered flag and park that 15 ride up here in victory lane, man. Nicholas, who do you want to thank for such a strong car here and a good run here tonight? As, man, it seemed like those there was a lot of contact, but there was a lot of fast cars here in this one, man. A lot of good talent up there at the front of the field, and unfortunately just some guys, just trying to make those passes, and there's not a lot of room out there to make these moves.
For sure. I got to thank Billy Roberts at Gears Unlimited. Got to thank all the guys back at Enemy. They put in a lot of work and helped us all test and get everything dialed in. And then I got to thank Cameron Cormier at 4-2 Graphics. He does a knockout job on all these reps. So if you guys ever need anything, go to him. He's awesome.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, Nicholas, congratulations picking up the checkered flag here in this one. Got one more race to go. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth as trying to park that 15 ride back up here on the podium in the next one.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for that 15 ride of Nicholas Ely as he comes home there in position number 1, picking up the checkered flag there. Yo, Kyle Borgman coming in, smashing that heart reaction. Kyle coming in, showing that love. Absolutely love to see it. Love to see it. Oh, Rick should have won that one. Yeah, that was a tough one right there. That was a tough one there at the end, man. That was a little tough. Yeah, Rick should have won. He moved down. I tried to lift and got into him and tried to straighten him out. Yeah, it was a tough spot there. A lot of fast cars at the front of the field, man. And I mean, all it takes is that, that one split decision going the wrong way, just, that contact's made, and unfortunate break there for the 38 ride of Rick. As we're going to pull him up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview here. We'll get his feelings here on that move late in this one right now from the 38 machine of Rick Gibson as he comes home still in the second position, but man, I'm sure he felt like he deserved the win in this one as that 38 ride was absolutely hooked up here all night long. Hey, Rick, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Rick, my boy, a great run, a great car here all night long for yourself, man. Unfortunate contact there at the end of this one as it looked like you were going to try to come home with the checkered flag here tonight. You're in the best position you could have been there coming down the backstretch, and unfortunately that contact's made. Gets you, bent out of shape up the racetrack, and you saw that 15 ride roll around the high side of you there and take that lead away and pick up the checkered flag over you, man. Do you feel like that one kind of got away from you there as you were definitely one of the fastest cars here all night long?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, even, I don't know, I mean, I think we were halfway through the race and I already got taken out once on the backstretch and then had to go all the way to the back, made it out of the pits, and then had a good run, made it all, like you said, made it all the way back up there and just get taken out again. It's a bummer, but, it's, what can you do, really?
Absolutely, man. You can't help other people out there on the racetrack, but, man, that 38 ride was hooked up here tonight, man. We saw you basically be the only driver for the majority of this race. You're right down on the bottom side of the racetrack, especially down there in 3 and 4. As that car was pinned down there, man, it seemed like you were always getting some good runs and good momentum over everybody else as they were up the racetrack and running the middle side there. It seemed like the bottom side was still working really, really good for you as you were able to hold that car down there, not spin the tires, and continue to keep that speed up and all that momentum there on the bottom side.
Yeah, definitely. It takes a bit to get in rhythm, and with the cautions, just kind of throwing it off. And then when I had to go back to the tail, it took me a couple laps to find that rhythm again once I was up there up front. But yeah, I mean, everybody's all stacked up top, middle, slider lines and stuff. So I was just I was making some ground down there. So I just kept running it and running it and running it and getting cars left and right. So it was working. It got me all the way back up there again. But yeah, just fell short.
Absolutely, man. A tough one here for you tonight, but still a good finish here coming up on the podium, coming home in position number 2. Rick, I'm sure you're a little bit disappointed there not picking up the checkered flag with such a good car and such a strong run here in this one, but, man, still a solid second-place finish. Who would you like to thank for such a good run here in this one?
Oh, I want to thank, my teammates at Outlaw Racing. We hop on, we have fun. Ryan Stillwell, he helps me out with our sets. We don't go through setup shops or anything like that, so it's pretty much damn near all in house. So just a big thanks to him, Scott Schroyer, Grant Wesley, Zane Walters. You coming on here broadcasting for Clayton this season, Gears Unlimited, Billy Roberts, everybody who puts this thing together. So it's appreciated. Let us come out here and run and have fun. So a little disappointing again, but yeah, we'll take it.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, Rick, congrats on the second-place run here, my boy. Hopefully we'll see you back here next week and maybe one spot better and park that 38 ride back down here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, buddy. We'll try.
You enjoy the rest of your evening, and hopefully, I don't know, are you going to run the big block race with us, or is that it for you in these late models?
I figure I'm on. Might as well give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
Beauty. All right. Well, we'll see you in the big blocks and see if you can get her done over there in the next feature race.
Yeah, buddy. You take care.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Rick Gibson in that number 38 ride is unfortunately getting tied up there late in the end of that one, man. Looked like he had a great car and a good opportunity to pick up the checkered flag, and unfortunately that contact spinning him around there just ever so slightly to give that lead up, and a tough one there for the 38, but we're going to see him back here in these big block modifieds as he's going to go back to battle here and try to pick up yet again another checkered flag, or at least another good solid run here. As we're going to pull in our third-place finisher now, that number 18 rider Josh Anders coming home here in position number 3. We're going to pull him up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Josh, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yes, I do. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Josh, my boy, a little bit of a crazy race there in that one, man. We saw a lot of beating and banging a lot of battles all around the racetrack, and here at the end you're able to work your way around a couple of drivers and park that 18 ride up here on the podium, man. A good run and a good finish here for that 18 ride here in this one.
Yeah, it was a pretty good run. Came from the back. Track was just starting to get slick and get fast, the way I like it. It was a pretty good race, other than all the crashing.
Yeah, a little bit of cautions there in that one, really making things interesting as saw some of our leaders get collected together. We saw some very, very fast cars have to, not once or twice, maybe 3 times work their way from, the back of the field back to the front and back to the front and everything else, which really made things very dicey out there. And a lot of, drivers, unfortunately, having some tough breaks and getting into the wall, getting into each other. A lot of cars upside down, and unfortunate breaks for some of them, but here you are late in the race, being able to make those moves and get that 18 ride up into a podium finish here. A good points night for you and a good drive for that 18 ride in these pro late models. Josh, who do you got to thank for such a strong run here tonight in these ones?
Oh, I got to thank WB Creative for the awesome wrap, Sub-Zero Sim Racing for everything they do, and awesome team, and White Knuckle Setup Shop for setups and everything that they do, and Outlaw and the guys that put this race on. And got to thank all them guys. It's pretty fun. It's getting better.
Absolutely, man. Definitely getting better. These guys all putting on a great show for us week in and week out. But we're going to get ready here for the big block modifying series. So, Josh, hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth after this one, as I'm sure we'll be seeing that 18 right up at the front of the field, mixing it up here in this one.
Yes, sir. I'll be in there.
Beauty. Josh, have yourself a good evening, and hopefully we'll see you here soon. And congrats on a solid third-place run in the Pro Late Models.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for the 18 ride of Josh Anders as he comes home there in position number 3 there in that one, man. A great run and a great drive there by that 38 as we're going to get ready here for our final feature event of the evening. Hopefully this one goes pretty good as we don't have much time left until we got to head off and go to work here. So hopefully this one goes fairly clean. Hopefully this one goes fairly good. So we got about an hour and 10 minutes really at the max before your boys got to head out the door and go to work. So hopefully this one can run nice and smooth. Hopefully we see just some good, clean racing. And hopefully we see these guys battle out another good finish here. All these drivers getting loaded into the sim. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. These guys are out there for practice. Then they're going to hit some qualifying up and be out there for heat races as we're back at USA International for race number 3 of the evening. Race number 3 of the evening going to get underway here as we're going to get a quick little break in ourselves. We're going to get a quick drink and get ready for another big race. right, ladies and gentlemen, as practice coming to a close here, we're going to get ready for a little bit of qualifying action. These drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack here for their qualifying session. They're going to load into the sim here, and they're going to get ready to lay down some quick lap times here to see who can park their ride up here on the podium for the top qualifier. We're looking for the quick time here for the tight lines qualifying session. All jumping out onto the racetrack. See that 55 ride up Blake Parsons out there looking to have a good run here in these big block modifieds as he heads down the front straightaway. The driver gonna have to keep an eye on definitely that 24 ride of Jax. Jan is Jan. Always so good in these modifieds. He's gonna be right up there. He's gonna be a threat in this one. Come down to the end of it. Anthony Vitale Jr. looked pretty good there in the practice session, so we'll have to see this 21 ride have a good run here and a good year, as well as he's quickly the top driver here in qualifying. So Vitale in the 213 is going to pick up the top spot here. Michael Vitale with a good run. Let's see where Anthony Vitale can line up here as he gets done his first couple laps of this one. Still waiting for Josh Anders and Jax Young to jump out onto the racetrack. Eddie Neal in the 318 ride out there. See Hunter Livesay out there as well. Chris Cox in the 515 just getting done his qualifying session. Anthony Vitale Jr. is going to jump up into fourth as Rick Gibson in the 38 is going to jump up into that second spot. So a big run there for the 38 ride into position number 2. See Ethan Johnson in the 11 ride. A little bit different of a look here. That 11 machine in these big block modifieds as he's going to see where he can line up. He looks for a big run down the front straightaway. Scott Schroyer in the 57 is going to move into 7th. Ethan Johnson, I'm not sure where he's going to line up. Schroyer is going to jump up into the 7th position. Nicholas Ely right there in front of him in that 6th spot. They're still out on the racetrack. Ethan Johnson still looking for a big run. We're missing Jax Jan, though, as Jan not out there for a qualifying effort as Ethan Johnson's going to lay down a heater, and he's going to pick up the quick time here in this one. So Ethan Johnson now to the top of the charts here with the quick time here in qualifying. Ethan Johnson was a 21.82, a whole tenth of a second quicker than Michael Vitale there in second position. So Johnson with the quick lap time here. See the 24 ride of Jax Jan now going to jump out onto the racetrack. He's going to get ready for his qualifying effort. Let's hear it for the broadcast, says Billy. Let's go, Billy. Let's go, my boy. Absolutely, homie. Great show so far, man. These guys have been definitely keeping things interesting, definitely keeping things, you know, a little bit on the edge of your seat and a little bit crazy out there. It's, man, a great race nonetheless, and a great show here by all these drivers as we're going to see where this number 24 Ryan can park himself here. If he can jump up there and maybe take that pole position away from Ethan Johnson. And Johnson, a quick lap time, but it looks like lap number 1, Jax Jan is going to slide into position number 3 here. He couldn't jump up there and beat that lap time, but jumping up into position number 3. Finish his qualifying effort as Josh Anders still yet to qualify here. So Anders still jump out onto the racetrack here and get his qualifying laps in, but I think this one is going to finish out this way. So it looks like Ethan Johnson, the quick time here in qualifying. Michael Vitale there in second. Jax Jan there in third. Rick Gibson and Briggs Kiker rounding out the top 5. Chris Cox, Anthony Vitale Jr., Nicholas Ely, Scott Schroyer, and Jake Henry rounding out the top 10 with Parsons, Hunter Livesay, and Josh Anders rounding out the field here for our big block modifieds qualifying efforts here. These guys are going to get ready to jump back out there onto the racetrack here for their first heat race of the evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready here for our first heat race of the big block modifieds. As these drivers get loaded into the sim, we're going to get ready to rock and roll and head down the front straightaway here. These drivers all get loaded in here right in front of our flag man. We're going to get ready to set them loose. Starting on the pole in this one, in that 11 ride, that is Ethan Johnson to his outside in the team enemy setups. Number 24, that is Jax Yawn. Starting inside row at number 2 in the 7 ride, that is Briggs Kikers, and it looks like the 11 is going to get an EOL here again, so that's going to mix up this starting lineup. So Ethan Johnson getting the EOL. He's going to start at the rear of the field here. That means Briggs Kiker is going to start on the pole here. Jax Yawn to his outside. 57 and Scott Schroyer going to start there in third. Eddie Neal there in fourth. Hunter Limesay starting in position number 5 with Ethan Johnson there in 6th, and Anthony Vitale Jr. starting there in position number 7. 7 drivers getting ready to go to battle here as we're going to get ready to set them loose as the big block modifieds are underway here for heat race number 1. Jax Yawn with a big run right there down the front straightaway, and he's got the lead already to about 0.6 of a second over the rest of the field here, and he's already stretching his lead out more and more over Briggs Kiker as Kiker holding on there to position number 2 on the racetrack. Scott Schroyer right there in third with Eddie Neal there in fourth, but now Ethan Johnson's going to slide underneath of him, and he's going to take that 4th position away. Hunter Limesay sliding back there into that 7th position as Anthony Vitale was able to work his way around him and almost upside down into the outside wall goes Briggs Kiker. As Kiker, unfortunately, almost upside down hard into that outside wall at corner number 4, and the caution flag is going to fly. We'll take a look and see what happens here. Scott Schroyer gets into him here. Kind of just slides up the racetrack ever so slightly. Just makes that little bit of contact. Lifts that left side up in the air for the 7 ride. Loses all control of that car and noses it right into that outside wall. A tough hit right there for the 7 machine. Contact being made right there. Kind of lifts that car up and then right into that outside wall. Hunter Limesay getting a piece of it as well. The tough break there for the 7 ride. Some pretty heavy front end damage. He's going to keep that car out on the racetrack as we're going to get these drivers stacked back up and ready to go back to green flag racing as the lights are turned off. An official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to get ready to set them back loose. Delaware restarts here, so Jax Yawn out in front by himself here. Scott Schroyer in the 318 at Eddie Neal side by side there for position number 2 and 3. Ethan Johnson to the outside there with the 21 of Anthony Vitale Jr. there in 4th and 5th. And we see Hunter Limesay and Briggs Kiker rounding out the field. We got these drivers lined back up. We're going to get ready to set them back loose here as the 24 ride looking for a big restart here. Once again, looking to try to pull away from the rest of the field. The 21 ride and some contact back here. Upside down goes the 97 of Hunter Limesay. The 38 ride of Eddie Neal and Anthony Vitale Jr. collected there, and that one as well on the caution flag, and they come back out. We'll get a different look at this one as 318 ride does not fire there on the bottom side of the racetrack. 97 gets up into the outside wall, comes down into the 318. The 21 ride right there driving into that one as well. We'll ride right on here with that 97 ride. See that inside lane just does not fire. Hunter gets into that wall right there, collects the 318, and Anthony Vitale Jr. driving in there. The 97 ride going upside down, and caution flag coming back out quickly here in this one. We'll get them stacked back up. We'll get them re-racked here and ready to go back to green flag racing. Green flag going to get ready to come back out here once again as Jax Yon still out in front now. Scott Schroyer going to be down on the inside here in that second row. Ethan Johnson to his outside. Briggs Kiker there in fourth. And then we see Eddie Neal, Anthony Vitale Jr., and Hunter Livesay rounding out the rear of the field here. We're going to get ready to set them back loose. All right, as the green flag back out in the air here, looks to the bottom side, not getting the restart they needed once again as the 57 ride of Schroyer almost spinning around there. He was really loose coming out at corner number 4 there, and that's going to allow Ethan Johnson to jump up and take position number 2 away. So the 11 ride now up into that second spot as Jax Yon continues to lead the way here out in front. These guys continue to duke it out here with 4 more laps left to go. That time by the start-finish line, so halfway in and halfway to go here in heat race number 1. Jax Yon leads up as Ethan Johnson trying to hunt him down. Scott Schroyer there in third. 318 to Eddie Neal. Then we see a good battle back here for 5th as the 21 ride is going to jump up and take that 5th spot away here. Briggs Kiker making a little bit of contact there as Hunter Livesay almost spinning around there. He's going to slide back into that 7th position in the 97 ride. Jax continues to stay out in front, continues to lead the way here in that 24 ride. Ethan Johnson trying to hunt him down. You see a little bit of a 2-car breakaway here at the front of the field. Then 2x2 back there for that 3rd spot as Schroyer holding off the 318 of Eddie Neal. Jax Yon, though, out in front down the backstretch here, down into corner number 3. He's going to have that 11 ride take a peek down to the inside here. Is almost side by side coming off corner number 4. We're going to see that white flag fly, and Ethan Johnson's right there. So one more time around here for Jax Yon as Yon trying to stay out in front, but here comes the 11 down to the inside as the 11 taking a peek to the inside one more time down into corner number 3. A drag race down through corner number 4 and out of corner number 4, looking right down to the start finish line. That one was too tight to call. Looks like Jax Yon still going to be able to pick up the checkered flag there by 3/100ths of a second over Ethan Johnson, about a tire length between them. As Jax Yon picks up heat race win number 1 here in the big block modifieds. Ethan Johnson giving a good shot there down on the bottom side, coming home in position number 2, almost taking that win away. We're going to get these drivers lined back up here on the front stretch. We're going to get ready for heat race number 2, starting on the pole in this one. In the 213, that is Michael Vitale. So Vitale going to start there in that pole position to his outside in the 15. That is Nicholas Ely. Is Ely going to start there in position number 2. Chris Cox going to start in position number 3 in that 515 ride into his outside in the 55. The white knuckle setups in designs shop. It is the 55 of Blake Parsons. Starting inside a row number 3 is going to be the 171 ride of Jake Henry. Then we see Josh Anders there in 6, and then Rick Gibson, who was supposed to start outside of the front row, getting that EOL for missing the start of this one. He's going to start back there in that 7th position as we're going to go back to green flag racing. Here's the green flag out and about here for heat race number 2. Michael Vitale quickly jumping out in front here, stretching his lead out to about 0.4 of a second over Nicholas Ely as we're going to see the caution flag fly here in heat race number 2. The caution flag coming out here as it looks like Rick Gibson and Jake Henry going to have some issues here as like Jake going to get a little bit of contact there with the 18 ride. Oh man, hard into that inside wall. That car is stuck in there. Tough break for Rick Gibson. Is nowhere to go. He takes that ride right back down pit side here. And a tough break here as see the 171 way up the racetrack. The 18 kind of comes up, stuffs the 171 into that outside wall, then just spins him around after he gets into that inside or the outside wall. Comes down the racetrack. Nowhere to go there for Rick Gibson. He drives right into that one and then right to the side of him and right into that inside wall and destroys the front end of this car. Just, oh man, gets out of the gas, tries to avoid it, just nowhere to go there. Tough break for Rick. We're going to get him stacked back up. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Michael Vitale out in front. Nicholas Ely there in second. Chris Cox in third. Blake Parsons there in fourth. And Josh Anders rounding out the field here in that fifth position as Rick Gibson and Jake Henry both parked down pit side. All right, as we got these drivers stacked back up, ready to go back to green flag racing, we're going to get ready to set them back loose here once again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as we continue to try to build more and more over on Facebook and YouTube, continuing to reach more and more people and continue to try to grow the Peacemaker brand and continue to gain more and more people into the Peacemaker crew. The Peacemaker family continues to get stronger day after day after day. And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you in here every single time we hit that go live button as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here for heat race number 2. A couple of these drivers getting back out onto the racetrack. Rick Gibson trying to catch back up to these guys. Jake Henry is, as well as they're both back out onto the racetrack. As we're going to go back to green flag racing here. It's the 213 with a little bit of a jump there. A little bit of oomph in his step there as he gets a big jump and a big lead here down through corner number 1 and 2 as we're back to green flag racing. Nicholas Ely there in position number 2 as he's got the 515 of Chris Cox. They is outside as they battle side by side here for the second spot on the racetrack. They drag race here. The 213 ride of Michael Vitale continues to lead the way. There's that 213 ride still out in front here. Chris Cox and Nicholas Ely still side by side here for that second spot on the racetrack. Blake Parsons right there behind them. You see Josh Anders there in fifth. Now has Rick Gibson caught back up to his rear bumper. So Gibson trying to work himself back up inside the top 5 here as he takes a peek down low and slides up just barely in front of that 18 ride. Jump back into position number 6 as the 18 is going to spin around here. No caution flag as there it is. The caution flag coming out for Josh Anders. Anders was spinning around there. The caution flag going to come back out as it's almost a little bit of contact there between these two, but I don't think there was any contact. I think Rick was clear of him here, and then the 18 was trying to get to the outside and use that run, and unfortunately make some contact with that outside wall, and those tires kind of dig in, grip that outside wall, and kind of pull them around and spin them around there in a circle, and unfortunately the 18 ride parked there on the outside of corner number 3 there. They throw that caution flag quickly, and the caution flag coming back out here, so we're going to get all these drivers lined back up, stacked back up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here. The lights are going to turn off that official iRacing pace truck one more time here as these drivers going to get ready to go back to green flag racing once again. Michael Vitale out in front here, looking to pick up heat race win number 2 on the evening. Nicholas Ely there in third in the 515 there in position number 4 as we're back to green flag racing here. Another big jump from the 213 ride as he's out in front trying to pull away. He's got Chris Cox though right there behind him. The 15 ride of Nicholas Ely is going to cross back underneath that 515, trying to take position number 2 back away. This is exactly what the 213 ride wants to see. He wants to see those drivers duke it out right there behind him for position number 2 as he tries to stretch his lead more and more and more. With 3 more laps left to go here. Nicholas Ely up into position number 2. Chris Cox still going to try to battle back strong here for that second spot as Rick Gibson and Blake Parsons battle side by side back there for that 4th position on the racetrack. Parsons is going to slide back into 5th. Rick Gibson takes that 4th spot away, still side by side here for position number 2 with 2 more laps left to go. Chris Cox still trying to work to the inside here. Nicholas Ely that's allowing that 213 ride to continue to pull away as Michael Vitale down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to see that white flag fly in one more time around here for Michael Vitale as he looks to try to pick up the checkered flag. Some contact between Nicholas Ely and Chris Cox. That's going to slow the 15 ride up. It's now Rick Gibson right there trying to find a way around that 15 ride as they head down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. It's all Michael Vitale in the 213 picking up heat race win number 2. Chris Cox coming home in 2nd. Nicholas Ely coming home there in 3rd. Rick Gibson, Blake Parson, and I do believe Jake Henry rounding out the field there in heat race number 2 as we're going to get these drivers stacked up and they're going to jump out onto the racetrack here for a quick little warm-up session. They're going to get some work in here. They're going to make sure their cars are ready to go. They're going to make sure their cars are locked, set, and ready for some action here. They're going to jump out, make sure they got the right amount of fuel in their cars. They're going to make sure that they got the right setups in, and they're going to make sure they're ready to rock and roll here for the start of this A main feature event as these drivers are going to jump out there for a quick little warm-up session here. So we're about a couple minutes away from the start of this A main feature event. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. All right, as we're going to get ready here for the starting lineup here in our 3rd feature event here of the evening. As these drivers get loaded into the sim, we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with our final feature event of the evening. Bryce Dickinson coming in. Hopefully they have a dash of respect in their pocket too. Yeah, hopefully we can get some good racing here to finish this one out here. Not a huge field here to finish off the night. About 12, 14 drivers looks like starting this one as these drivers lined up here on the front stretch. We're gonna get ready to set them loose. They start to roll around the track here. Looks like Ethan Johnson gonna start here in that pole position. The 5:15 of Chris Cox starting there to his outside. Jax Yon gonna start there in position number 4 with the 2:13 of Michael Vitale down to the inside of him. Then we see Rick Gibson falling back here as Gibson gonna get an EOL. He's gonna start at the rear of the field here, it looks like, as Scott Schroyer up there, Blake Parsons, Eddie Neal, Anthony Vitale Jr., Jake Henry, Briggs Kiker, Josh Anders, and Hunter Livesay rounding out the field here as we're gonna get ready to go green flag racing with our final feature event of the evening. These drivers loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll here. 40 more laps of racing action. Lights are turned off, that official iRacing page truck, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll here. Our A-Main feature event about to get underway here for the final time this evening. A nice long broadcast, a lot of racing action, and hopefully we can get this one in rather quickly as I got about 30 minutes here before I got to head out the door and head to work here. So we need to get this one on the road here. I need to hopefully have a fairly clean race, a little bit of a cautionless race here, and hopefully you can see some good battles around the racetrack nonetheless, and some good racing here. Hopefully these guys can get it all cleaned up and ready to rock and roll here as we're going to get ready to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we're green flag racing here once again from USA International Speedway. These drivers already 2-3 wide throughout the field here. You see Rick Gibson up on the high side of the caution flag already coming out here. Caution flag coming out quickly in this one. I'm not sure what for here. Maybe just a little bit of a broken up restart here. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe Briggs Kiker. There it is. Briggs in the 7 ride here. Not sure what happened. Slow on the racetrack into that inside wall there. Looking at the only thing that I could have seen is his car slow on the racetrack here, but has some connection issues there, blinking quite a bit. Interesting. All right. Well, nonetheless, we're going to get him stacked back up and ready to go back to battle here once again anyways, as we get these drivers lined back up, stacked back up, and ready to go back to battle here. Caution over under, you're gonna guess 5. Whew. I don't know. Start this one off so far. I'm thinking at least 7. I'm hoping for 2 though. I'm hoping for 2, but who knows? Who knows? We got 7 viewers right now on Facebook. I think we're gonna have 7 caution flags here for all 7 viewers is what I'm thinking. And we do have 5 over on YouTube, so I mean, it kind of balances itself out there with mine and Bryce's right there. All right, the lights are turned off. That official iRacing pace truck. We're gonna get these drivers stacked back up, re-racked, and ready to go back to battle here once again. Unfortunately, we might not be able to do post-race interviews here with all of the top 3. We might be able to pull our race winner in for post-race interview to finish off the night, but we'll have to wait and see what time frame is looking like here. I just went through all of my my hoodie on. I got my shoes on. I got my wallet, my pocket. I got pretty much everything ready to rock and roll, so I can head right out the door here as soon as this one ends, as we're going to go back to the green flag here. It's the green flag back out in the air for the 5:15 of Chris Cox. As Cox out in front here. Jax Yon, though, up into position number 2 as he works to the outside of the 11 right at Ethan Johnson. As Johnson's going to slide back to 3rd. Here comes Nicholas Healy. Healy in that 213 of Michael Vitale, as we're going to see the 2nd caution flag of the evening flying here. The caution flag going to come back out once again. Looks like the 7 ride having some more issues here again. We're going to roll it back just a little bit and see what happens here to the Team 042 graphics. Number 7 ride is going to come off the racetrack yet. And, oh, looks like Blake Parsons gets it started off there. 21 ride in there as well. 171 and the 7 ride. Breaks Kiker up on his side there as fortunate break there for Blake Parsons. As Parsons looks like it starts up here as maybe he gets up into the outside wall here off of corner number 2. Right there, gets into the wall, spun around. We're to go for the 7, the 71, the 21 getting a little piece of that one as well. Caution flag number 2 coming out here quickly in this one as we'll get these drivers stacked back up and ready to go back to green flag racing. The 515 ride of Chris Cox out in front. Jax Yon there in position number 2. Ethan Johnson there in 3rd. We see Michael Vitale, Nicholas Ely, Rick Gibson, Scott Schroyer, Eddie Neal, Jake Henry, Hunter Livesay, Anthony Vitale Jr., Josh Anders off the racetrack here. So no Josh Anders out there or Blake Parsons. Looks like Briggs Kiker down pit side here. Blake. Also looks like Blake's called it a night as well, so a couple drivers already taking their rides off the racetrack here as we're going to get these drivers ready to go back to green flag racing as lights are back off that official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to get ready to set them back loose here once again. Chris Cox out in front here leading the way. Jax Yon right there in 2nd. Ethan Johnson in 3rd. Those two had a great battle there in heat race number 1. So we're going to see if they can get it done here. We saw them have a great battle in the heat race earlier as well. Those two have been tough competition between the two of them as we're going to see that green flag back out in the air here once again. A great restart out of that number 515 of Chris Cox's Cox out in front here with a good restart. He's pulled out to almost a solid 2/10 of a second lead here as Jax Yon's going to slide up in front of the 11 ride and take that 2nd spot away here. The 11 going to try to battle back strong, going to stay right in the tire tracks there. The 24 ride thought about taking a look down low, looking through the bottom there in corner number 1 and 2. Thought better of it, stayed there behind the 24 as here comes the 24 of Jax Yon with the big slide job here in corner 3 and 4, and the caution flag is gonna fly. The caution flag coming back out right when the 24 ride was starting to pull his move, and unfortunately not gonna see that one play out as it's like Anthony Vitale Jr. in the 24 ride, or the 21 ride. Get collected in this one. Scott Schroyer way up the racetrack. The 21 and the 57 kind of come together, and 21 going around. Losing the front end of that car, getting parked there sideways on the backstretch, and that's what brings out caution flag here in this one as a tough break there for Anthony Vitale Jr. Sure looks like a little bit of both from the front end through the middle side of the racetrack. A good move there by the 97 to avoid the contact as Hunter Livesay was getting a good look at that one. As you'll have a good view here. Checked up there for that 57. Oh, the 7 rider breaks Kiker with a good move as well. To avoid a couple of those guys spinning out right there in front of them, but caution flag number 3 coming out there, and we're going to get these drivers stacked back up. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Getting closer and closer to your estimate there, Brycey Bear. We're starting to get a little bit closer to that one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button on the stream for me. It's absolutely free. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free, and helps the stream grow and reach more and more people, more than what you'd even think of. Jump up into the chat with a comment or two. Tell me how you're, how you like the broadcast. If you guys are enjoying the racing, if you guys are enjoying the caution flags and the carnage that's unfolding here in front of us here all night long. And definitely make sure you hit that follow button or that subscribe button, as, man, these guys have been putting on a great, great show. Jack says, I'm so tired. I'm so tired, Jax. I know, my boy. I know. You still got a lot of laps left to go, though. Don't get too tired, homie. Don't get too tired. There in position number 2. You're going to have a good look at trying to pick up the checkered flag. Don't fade away too soon here, homie. You try to pick up that checkered flag here again. Trying to make at least 2 wins tonight. We're going to see the green flag come back out here. Single file restarts the green flag back out in the air. 5:15 of Chris Cox with a decent restart there. Jax is going to stick right there with them. The 11 right of Ethan Johnson there in position number 3 as Vitale and Ely bringing up the rear of the field, or the top 5 here, rear of the top 5. See Rick Gibson up into 6, trying to work that bottom side of the racetrack. Track continues to change, starting to slick off down there on the bottom side. You see Eddie Neal there in 7th, the 171 ride of Jake Henry there in 8th. Briggs Kiker there in 9th. Hunter Livesay there in position number 10 with Anthony Vitale Jr. there in 11th. Scott Schroyer there in 12th, and Blake Parsons and Josh Anders already taking their rides off the racetrack. But Chris Cox out in front, but that battle's just heating up here as the 24 ride all over his back bumper. The 11 of Ethan Johnson now all over the back bumper here of the 24 as Jackson's going to get a good look here on the high side. Through corner number 3, the 5:15 trying to run him up the racetrack here a little bit. Slides up himself, and the caution flag is going to come back out just as Jax Young was starting to mount another challenge here, trying to take that lead away. The caution flag going to come back out here for the 4th time in this one. Not sure where this caution flag was. Is that Hunter Livesay maybe getting a little bit of contact right there with Anthony Vitale Jr.? Possibly right here on corner number 4. Looks like these two kind of come together and kind of bend into shape. That's not it. Looks like that Briggs Kiker back there. Like Briggs maybe having some issues here in that 7 ride. There it is, up into the outside wall here. He's going to tag that outside wall, get up into the outside fence. That rear end's kind of broken that car. Load up on the racetrack here, getting slow down the front stretch. Still kind of sideways there with that rear end busted. Gets parked right there, kind of trying to get it to turn into the pit lane here. Some heavy, heavy damage for that Team Zero number 7 ride. Caution flag coming out there for the 4th time tonight in this one. So we're going to get these drivers lined back up, stacked back up, and we're going to set them back loose here once again as caution flag coming back out here once again, and we're going to get these drivers back out onto the racetrack and ready to go back to battle. Chris Cox out in front. Jax Yon there in 2nd. Ethan Johnson in 3rd. Michael Vitale there in 4th. Nicholas Ely there in 5th. Rick Gibson, Eddie Neal, Jake Henry, Hunter Livesay, Anthony Vitale Jr., Scott Schroyer, and Briggs Kiker rounding out the field here as we believe Kiker still on the racetrack. No, it looks like the 7 ride is going to call her an evening, as well as it looks like the 7 ride is going to call her a night. That puts Scott Schroyer at the rear of the field here as we're going to go back to green flag racing as the green flag back out in the air here once again. Chris Cox out in front, but here comes the hard charging number 24 ride of Jax Yon down to the inside as Yon looking to have another challenge here in the front of the field. Looking for a big run. The 5:15 going to try to block him. They make a little bit of contact up the racetrack. Goes the 5:15 here. He's trying to hold off that 24 ride of Jax Yon. It's Yon all over his back bumper. Gonna have to try to find another way to get around that 5:15. The 11 ride of Ethan Johnson right there on the back bumper now in the 24 ride. 24 going to take another look down low once again. Looks like the 5:15 going to block him. again here as here comes the 11 up to the high side here as Johnson and Jan gonna try to find a way to get up and around this 515, almost going 3 wide there. Jack's gonna take another look down low as they're 3 wide here at the front of the field. 3 wide at a corner number 2. The high side momentum paying off here for that 11 right. A little bit of contact as the 515 goes up the racetrack into the 11 of Ethan Johnson. That's gonna slide Johnson back to 3rd. And here comes Rick Gibson. Gibson gonna try to jump up there now, as well as Jax Jan gonna take that lead away. So Jan now out in front, leading the way here after 10 laps of hard racing action, a couple caution flags. The 24 ride out in front, and we're gonna see our 5th caution flag come out here in this one. The caution flag gonna come back out once again here. We'll take a look back and see what happens. Look like Nicholas Ely, unfortunately, having a tough one here. It looks like the 24 ride, or the 15 ride, I do believe, gonna have some issues here. Let me see if we can find. Where is Ely on the racetrack here? I don't even see him out there. There he is. Ooh, already upside down here. Let's play it back just a little bit, as it looks like maybe the 171 ride. Come up the racetrack here, get into him. Drive him up into that outside wall. He's going to go upside down and go for a wild spill here. Tough break there for the team. Enemies 4-2 graphics. Gears Unlimited number 15 ride as he ends up upside down, and he's got to take that ride down pit side here. So a tough break there. Man, oh man, oh man. 5th caution flag here in this one, already out. Contact into that outside wall, and upside down goes the 15 machine. Lands back on all 4 tires, luckily, and keeps on rolling. He's going to join back up at the rear of the field there with that 171 ride of Jake Henry right there with them, as they're both going to start back at the rear of the pack. Means we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing as Jax Jan out in front here. Chris Coxman right there on his back bumper. Once that 24 ride got around him, Ethan Johnson's been trying to find a way around that 515 ride as well, and Rick Gibson with a good run up into position number 4, and he's looking for more as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. And I hate mirrors. Yeah, Jax, I saw that, homie. I saw that. That one was a little bit rough and kind of blatant, my boy. I'm sorry to the 515 of Chris Cox, but holy, was he ever trying to keep you at bay there? Trying to hold you down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. I don't know if he was just anticipating you being down there or not, but definitely looked like maybe a little bit of rear view mirror driving there out of the 515, trying to keep you at bay, trying to make sure that that 24 ride wasn't going to be able to try to pick up another checkered flag, and we'll have to see if he can battle back strong, see if he can find a way to get back around you, as we're going to see that white, or we're going to see the green flag come back out here in the air. Nice slow pace there of the 24 ride as the main truck pulls off the racetrack. We're going to go back to green flag racing as Jax Jan out in front. Chris Cox right there on his back bumper. Cox right there trying to find a way to get back around the 24 as he's looking down to the inside here. But a big run there through the middle for the 24 ride. Jan going to stay out in front here. That 515 right there in position number 2 there on the racetrack. As Ethan Johnson there behind him. Rick Gibson down to the inside there trying to find a way to get around that 11 and the 515 is the 11 right now. Going to take a look down to the inside here to try to get around Chris Cox. Cox is going to try to battle back strong here on the outside, looking for a big run. Got a little bit loose there at the corner number 4 as he's going to try to stay right there to the outside. They make a little bit of contact. That's going to move the 515 off the racetrack. Is now 38 is going to slide up in front of him as well. So Rick Gibson now up into 3rd as the 11 of Ethan Johnson is going to jump up into position number 2. So Johnson now up into 2nd. Michael Vittel trying to jump up and take that 4th spot now away from the 515 as a couple of these Gears Unlimited Vittel Motorsports rides trying to work their way up into the top 5 as 1, 2, 3 of them all right there. A 4th one right behind him, and Eddie Neal there in the 318. Scott Schroyer trying to jump up there into that battle, as well as Nicholas Ely trying to work himself back through the field here in the 15 ride. Out in front, though, it's all Jax. Jan has gone out in front, continuing to lead the way here. He's still out in front. Ethan Johnson right there in position number 2. Rick Gibson there in third in that 38 ride. 5:15 of Chris Cox holding on to position number 4 here as Michael Vittel trying to find one more spot here and work himself up inside into position number 4 here. He's still trying to find a way underneath of that 5:15 ride. Now Ethan Johnson pulled away from the 38 ride as Rick Gibson still sticking right there within striking distance here of the 5:15 and the 2:13 as he hasn't really been able to pull away too far, but Ethan Johnson has opened up a bit of a lead now over that 38 ride. So Johnson about a second and a half in front of Rick Gibson, but Jax Jan out in front here with about a second over Ethan Johnson, as Johnson about a second behind our race leader here as Jax Jan continues to lay down some good quick lap time, trying to pick up the checkered flag here in this one. Ethan Johnson trying to hunt him down with Rick Gibson holding on to position number 3 here. Michael Vittel going to jump up and take over position number 4 as Anthony Vittel Jr. is going to jump up into 5th. Eddie Neal up into 6th as now Chris Cox sliding back all the way into that 7th position as Nicholas Ely right there in 8th. Scott Troyer on his back bumper. Then you see Jake Henry in that 171 and bringing up the rear of the field in the 97 is Hunter Livesay. A great battle up here as Nicholas Ely trying to find a way up and around this Chris Cox ride as he's trying to work himself closer towards the front of the field. Jax Jan, though, still out in front, clicking these laps off, though, doing what he needs to do to keep Ethan Johnson at bay, and Rick Gibson still ways away back there as Gibson now has the 2:13 ride of Michael Vittel right there behind him. Anthony Vittel holding on to position number 5 as a bunch of these Spears Unlimited rides right there in front of Nicholas Elias. These guys all battle right there for position number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can basically throw a blanket over them. Now, Michael Vittel going for the slide job over the 38 right of Rick Gibson. Gibson going to slide back down, try to cross him over here. Take a look down to the inside here in corner number 1 and 2. He's going to maybe go for the slide job here in 1 and 2, but he's not going to be able to make it work. It's the high side momentum. He's going to pay off here. It's the 2:13 ride. He's going to take position number 3 away from Rick Gibson. Gibson back to 4th here. Getting a good green flag run here for those two. Still putting on a great show at the front of the field as Jax Jan continues to lead the way out to about a 1.2 second lead now over Ethan Johnson, as Johnson is about 2.5 seconds in front of Michael Vittel as Vittel's able to jump up and take that 3rd spot away here. Rick Gibson still battling strong there in position number 4. Anthony Vittel Jr. holds on to position number 5 here. He's got a pair of his teammates right there behind him as Eddie Neal and Chris Cox would love to try to jump up here and jump back up inside the top 5. Nicholas Ely there in 8th position in that 15 ride with Scott Schroyer there behind him. Jake Henry right there as well in that 171 ride. See the momentum starting to build up here for the 318 as he's trying to find a way to get around his teammate there in that 21 ride. He's all over his back bumper, taking a look here underneath of him, trying to find a run, trying to find a way to get around that 21 ride. Rick Gibson trying to mount a challenge again here at the front here, as well as he's trying to find a way back around that 213 ride. Trying to take some peaks down low, trying to find some sort of momentum run, trying to get back around Michael Vittel as he seems to catch back up to his rear bumper, but to be able to make that pass has proved very, very difficult. 21 ride still holding on to 5th here. Now you see Nicholas Ely down low, trying to take position number 7 away here from Chris Cox. 21 in the 318 are going to go side by side here into corner number 1 and 2. Anthony Vittel Jr. is going to hold on to position number 5 as Eddie couldn't find anything there on the bottom side as 15 ride continues to work on the 550. You still see side by side here just ever so slightly out of the 213 of Michael Vitale and Rick Gibson. As Jax Young and Eddie Johnson and Ethan Johnson continue to pull away more and more and more here. Jax just continuing to hold about that 1.2 second lead over that 11 right of Ethan Johnson. The laps continue to click off here. Next time by, we're going to see 10 more laps left to go here. So 10 more laps around the racetrack for that 24 ride, this time by the start-finish line. Jax Young's going to see that 10 more laps left to go. Ethan Johnson there in second. Michael Vitale Jr. there in third. Rick Gibson there in fourth. Anthony Vitale Jr. there in position number 5 with Eddie Neal. But now you see Nicholas Ely going upside down, and the caution flag is going to come back out here. Nicholas Ely up into the outside wall there in corner number 1 and 2, and the caution flag going to come back out. So we'll take a look back and see what happens here as Ely, unfortunately, side by side here with that 515, sends it in up on the high side. The 515 is going to come up, try to slide in front of him, can't clear him. Drive that front nose up into the outside wall. He's going to dig in and go upside down in a tough break there for Nicholas Ely. Ely, unfortunate break there in that one. Going to go for a little bit of a ride there. And the 515 sends it in, tries to go for that big slider, just doesn't quite clear the 15 ride, and sauce him up into that outside wall. Luckily enough for Ely that he lands back on all 4 tires. That rear axle isn't completely busted. We can keep on rolling and keep on racing here without having to take that ride.
Let's go!
Down for a tow here as we're going to get these drivers stacked back up, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Yo, Cheryl, Rimby, Jan coming in, smashing that like on the stream. Cheryl, welcome in, smashing the like on the stream, showing that love here, cheering on that number 24 ride as 24 of Jax Young trying to pick up the checkered flag, trying to park that 24 ride back down here in Victory Lane, looking for another checkered flag here on the evening, and looking to continue on his run in these modified race cars. Man, he's been pretty much dominant in the 358 series and looking to stay dominant here in these big block modifieds. Looking to finish this one off, looking to pick up another checkered flag for the 11 and the 213, the 38 ride right there in fourth, and the 21 in position number 5 as the lights are turned off. That official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to get ready to set them back loose. Inside, 10 more laps left to go here. Can Jax Young hold off the hard-charging 11 ride of Ethan Johnson? Michael Vitale there in third. Rick Gibson in fifth, and Anthony Vitale Jr. there in position number 5. Eddie Neal, Scott Schroyer, Jake Henry, Hunter Livesay, Nicholas Ely, and Chris Cox rounding out the field here as we're going to go back to green flag racing. A good restart there out of our leader, Jax Young, as he's out in front. Young about a car length in between him and Ethan Johnson. This is the last thing he wanted to see, where those drivers right back to his rear bumper as he's going to try to stretch his lead out once again as that number 24 ride continues to lead the way. The 11 trying to stick right there with him, trying to find a way to get off the back bumper here. That 24 machine. Michael Vitale there in third. Rick Gibson there in fourth. Anthony Vitale Jr. there in position number 5. Eddie Neal right there behind him. The 21 ride almost up into the outside wall there. You saw that right front tire up in the air just ever so slightly, so playing with fire there for the 21 machine. Scott Schroyer there in position number 7. Jake Henry there in 8th. That's Nicholas Ely still trying to find a way around this 97 right of Hunter Livesay. Chris Cox right there as well as those two. Little side-by-side battle there, trying to jump up inside the top 10 here, trying to get around that 97 right. Jax Young continues to lead the way here, about 2-3 car lengths between himself and Ethan Johnson, as Johnson right there in position number 2. Got a decent-sized lead there now between the two of them as the 213 ride. They're in position number 3. Sliding back ever so slightly as he's side by side here with the 38 ride. Rick Gibson, though, not getting the run he needed there out of corner number 4. Some contact, around goes Gibson. The caution flag's going to come back out. The 38 ride up on his side, some contact with Elian. He's going to land back on all 4 tires with the caution flag coming out late again in this one. As Rick Gibson trying to take position number 3 away from Michael Vitale. Down on the bottom side, he saw the 318 rider Eddie Neal drive into his back bumper, spin him around there, get him sideways up into the outside wall, goes up onto his side. Nicholas Ely driving into the side of him there. The caution flag coming back out quickly in this one as you see that Animal Racing number 38 ride going to head down pit side, going to get some work done to that ride, a fresh set of tires, get that car back all fixed up and ready to go back to battle here to close this one out as Jax Young continues to lead the way here. It's the last thing I think Jax and Ethan Johnson wanted to see here was another late race caution flag, as that's going to bring Michael Vitale right back to their rear bumper. Anthony Vitale Jr. there in 4th. Scott Schroyer now up into position number 5. We see Jake Henry, Hunter Livesay, Nicholas Ely, Chris Cox, Eddie Neal, and Rick Gibson rounding out the field here. 11 drivers still out there on the racetrack as Briggs Kiker, Blake Parsons, and Josh Anders already calling it an evening. They're already parked it up and went back home here. They've loaded up their rides and rolled them up onto the trailers, and they've joined the fans in the stands here to finish this one out. Yo, Cheryl coming in, smashing that follow button. Cheryl becoming part of the Peacemaker family, becoming part of the Peacemaker crew, smashing that follow button, and joining the family here on Facebook Gaming as we're back to green flag racing. The green flag back out in the air here once again for Jax Yon, as Yon out in front here in that 24 ride. A good restart over Ethan Johnson as Johnson trying to hold off Michael Vitale as Vitale there in 3rd. Anthony Vitale Jr. right there behind him as Jax Yon out of corner number 4 is going to see 3 more laps left to go here. So 3 more laps around the racetrack for Jax Yon as he tries to pick up this feature win as, man, oh man, what a run and what a race so far for Jax Yon. But Ethan Johnson sticking right there with him now, trying to pull a little bit of pressure, put a little bit of pressure on the back bumper here at a corner number 4. We're going to see 2 more laps left to go. 2 more laps here for Jax Yon as Yon right there in the top spot by Ethan Johnson all over his back bumper. They head down the back to see a great battle through in here for that 3rd spot, as well as Scott Schroyer and Anthony Vitale Jr. are right there with them. But out of corner number 4, we're going to see that white flag fly one more time around here for Jax Yon as Yon leads the way, but a big run coming this time for the 11 ride. He's going to try to throw the block on him as the 24 leads him down the backstretch one more time down into corner number 3. Here comes the front bumper and a big run here by the 11 ride of Ethan Johnson. They're going to drag race out of corner number 4, but it's going to be Jax Yon picking up the feature race win here in the big block modifieds. Ethan Johnson going to come home right there in position number 2. Michael Vitale going to come home in 3rd. Anthony Vitale there in 4th. Hunter Livesay, Jake Henry, Chris Cox, Scott Schroyer, Eddie Neal, and Rick Gibson rounding out our top 10. Nicholas Ely, Briggs Kiker, Blake Parsons, and Josh Anders rounding out our field. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time there for this number 24 ride of Jax Yon. Yon with a great run there in that top spot. Ethan Johnson there in position number 2. And that 213 ride of Michael Vitale coming home in position number 3. They're going to get lined up here on the front stretch for their photo finish here, for their photo down here in Victory Lane at USA International Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our top 3 as these guys put on a great show. Jax Yon picking up the checkered flag here to end the evening. Ethan Johnson coming home in 2nd. and Michael Vitale coming home there in position number 3. See those checkered flags fly up in the chat here as these guys put on a heck of a race and a heck of a show here for us. But unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here tonight, as unfortunately, your boy has got to go to work, ladies and gentlemen. I have to get ready to get headed out the door here. I already got all my stuff on, but I got 10 minutes to get to work here. So unfortunately, we got to call it there on that note, as I cannot be late to work. Thank y'all for tuning in. I can't say thank you guys enough, man. You guys were absolutely awesome here all night long. Everyone coming in, showing that love. All the star senders, everyone coming in with the likes, the shares, the follows. Everyone coming in, hitting that subscribe button over on YouTube, man. I cannot thank you guys enough for showing all that love and support and becoming subscribers over there on YouTube, becoming followers over here on Facebook, and joining me on our journey here to the top of the broadcasting business here on Peacemaker Gaming. But unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here tonight in this one. No post-race interviews here for the big blocks, as your boy is going to get ready to head out the door here and head off to work here in like 2 minutes, or else I will be late to work, and we can't have that. We can't have that, unfortunately, here in tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in, man. A great race, a great show. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome to watch you guys out there battling and have a great race and a great battle. But there's my alarm to basically head out the door there. So thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night for some more racing action, as we'll be back live tomorrow evening with some late model action once again with the Sim 500 Scary Strokes series tomorrow night. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I'll see y'all tomorrow evening.